Man, live and direct, man. It's Gamepoint Podcast. There's your connect, man. How y'all feeling?
You already know what time it is, man. I'm ready to set it off, man. I feel real good. It's playoff time. We knee deep. And I got a lot to say. It's that mouthy mofo from the Midwest. Ted Grams, man. Let me at him. Let me at him.
Pops in the house. They're lifting weights. Ready for these young boys today. A little upset about how these playoffs are going. Brown struggling to get out the first round. Little upset today. So it should be a strong show. Been in the weight room, ready to keep these young boys off of me. I'm going to be at Chris like a dog on his leg, like a dog on his pants leg today. If he's talking that LeBron's the greatest ever stuff.
Man.
Basketball didn't start with LeBron James and Allen Iverson. Mike and them boys played some ball. Magic and them boys played some ball. Hey. Bill Russell and them boys played some ball. Oscar Robertson and them boys played some ball. Basketball did not start with LeBron James and Allen Iverson and Kobe Bryant. Pops in the house.
You know the way basketball is a game of runs. It's also a game of errors.
Playoffs got me upset.
And this is the LeBron James era. But I'm going to get right into it, man. The playoffs has been on fire. I think this is I just want to shout out to the NBA because I think it's been one of the most entertaining and competitive playoffs, of recent memory. I've almost forgot, that it's supposed to be just the Cavaliers and the Warriors at the end of this thing. Like, I haven't even thought that, since I got on this show. I've been enjoying the games that much. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about y'all, but, man, it's been a lot of stars, a lot of stories, and just a really impressive product, you know what I'm saying, for the NBA this playoff season. So, I'm going to go ahead and get some credit where it's due. And with that being said, man, shout out to LeBron because he's doing it all for the hometown. I got to speak on the hometown real quick. And, Pops, I know you excited, so I'm going to make it quick. Man, he leading his team. They pulled up give me some numbers, man. I need some numbers, but I seen the pie charts. I'm talking about 41% of the points, total points.
He's averaging 32.7 a game, 1.2 blocks, 7.8 assists, 10.3 rebounds.
Man, he leading us in all statistical categories. That's all I'm going to say.
Shooting 53.6% from the field.
Categories, he leading us. And the second leading scorer is Kevin Love. And he had his total
at 11 points.
11 points. and tell me, listen, this has been the most worthy of his argument. Made his argument, the most appropriate. Help is needed. If he was ever, maybe crying any other year, okay, sure. And I've said that about LeBron too. But this year, man, that's just not the case. He's come with all the stones, ready to make all the plays on everybody. And, you know what I'm saying? They just haven't been there with him. I don't know what you've been watching. Did you see the shot? Did you see the shot? Regardless of what happened, man, that's a killer. This LeBron James, this a guy who gave it up, you know what I'm saying, in the All-Star game, and Kobe ran to him and with his shrugging. Why? Come on now. I'm not about to talk. I'm not about to be upset with LeBron. LeBron is finally doing what I've been, just saying, man. If this guy starts thinking like this and playing like this, man, watch out. And he doing it. You think I'm about to doubt him now? And Brian hitting buzzer beater game winners like it's nothing from three?
So you calling the game, you calling a W for the Cavs game?
Man, I'm calling a W. Is you a fool? I just said he the greatest ever. In this era, he's the GOAT. This is the LeBron James era. Has been for a long time. Put some respect on his name, Pop. Put some respect on it now. I ain't gonna keep talking to you about this, man. What is wrong with you? I ain't gonna keep having this conversation with y'all boys.
With all due respect, Chris.
All right, say something to me.
Brown has gotten very little help from his teammates. But let's keep it real. They played 6 games.
And won 3 of them.
LeBron James.
They played 6 games and won 3 of them.
Has only been the best player on the floor 3 of the games, Chris.
And they won them. I mean, he been. LeBron
Oladipo
James has
outplayed
only
him
played
2
the
games.
best. No. LeBron James has only played the best.
And number 44.
Man,
the
come on now.
The big white guy, he scored 30 points that game. He outplayed LeBron James that day.
Let me set the record straight.
Come on now.
Oladipo done only had 2 good games. Game 1.
He's the best player on the floor.
And Game 6.
He's the best player on the floor. Those
Are
two
you
games.
serious?
When was Michael Jordan?
Now our defense is
when was
so
Michael
weak
Jordan
that maybe
won?
we got a weak strategy towards Oladipo.
Answer this question.
And it's allowing him to do a lot.
Chris, answer
but
this
it's
question.
no way. Are you saying, wait a minute. No, you answer this one question before I say anything else. Are you telling me that Victor Oladipo, this series, or at any day that you've been alive, is a better player than LeBron James?
Absolutely not. I'm saying this, Chris, and this is my point. Name me one playoff game when Michael Jordan was not the best player on the floor, win or lose. That has happened several times with LeBron James.
Check it out.
Isaiah Thomas did not play in one game?
Right. Akeem Olajuwon didn't play him?
Michael Jordan was the best player on the floor, win or lose. Best player on the floor.
That's easy.
Win or lose. Even when Detroit was beating up on him, Michael Jordan was the best player on the floor.
Right now, man. That's easy to
every
say
playoff
right now.
game, he was the best player on the floor.
Man, if Jordan's gotten outplayed before, because
when in a playoff game.
Listen, check this out.
In a playoff game.
In a playoff game,
Chris, you weren't even born when he was in the playoff.
But I'm saying
you weren't even born when he was in the playoff.
Jordan's the most fierce competitor that the game has ever seen. So if he lost, that means somebody had to outplay him. Right?
No,
That's
that does
common
not mean
sense.
that. I said he was the best player on the floor.
What's your rebuttal to that, though, Pop?
He was the best player on the floor.
So why isn't LeBron the best player on the floor?
He wasn't the best player on the floor 3 of these games this series.
He's the best player in
He's
the NBA.
the best player in the NBA.
He's the best player in the world.
He's the best player in the world. 3 games in this series, he was not the best player in the
He didn't have
the
the best
floor.
game, or he's not the best
game.
player.
You confusing.
Well, that's
you
what I'm saying.
You're
It's the same
confusing
thing. It's the same
performance
thing.
with overall value.
He's got to perform. He's got to perform.
He has performed.
He can't let
Is this not the
Oladipo-
man who just hit a buzzer beater to save their neck?
guys are
Is
missing
this
the
not
point.
the man leading all statistical categories
Chris, we can,
by
we
light
can,
year?
Chris, we can sing together. We cannot talk together. Chris, we can sing together. We cannot talk together. The point I am making,
Say something to me, man.
Chris, when he's playing, he's got to dominate every game. Oladipo cannot outplay him at all. He outplayed him last night. He outplayed him in game 1. And then what's the guy's name?
Sabonis.
No, not him. The other one.
Bogdanovich.
Brad
He's talking about
Oh, yeah, Bogdanovich.
Yeah. He
Who's
outplayed
been
him
the
a game.
beneficiary
That
of
cannot
some good
happen.
action by Oladipo.
I don't care how
and some hot shooting. He
I don't,
had a game.
Hey, I don't.
And I think he's been in check since. No,
I don't care. I don't care
I mean,
how little help LeBron's getting. He's got
he's
to
a
be
good
the best player
though,
on the
first
floor
of all.
every
and
game.
I think he's giving him a Hito Turkoglu type lift, for my season playoff vets. That's what he
Chris, you
reminded
didn't answer
me
my
of the way he
question.
playing.
Name me one
What you
playoff
think about
game.
that, Des?
Hey,
Remember
Chris,
how what
don't
Hito
ignore the
Turkoglu
question.
did
Name
to
me
take
one
the Magic to the
playoff
finals?
game when Michael Jordan was outplayed.
We can't speak on Mike. So
I know you can't.
Why
I know
haven't?
you can't.
Exactly.
How
So
many
why
years
bring
did
it
Mike?
up?
How many years did Mike not win a championship?
Oh,
Exactly.
Seven. He won it in his 7th year. But in all those playoff games, even when Detroit was whooping on his behind, Mike was the best player on the floor.
We should have been
Man,
better.
and it's the same, right? Not good enough though yet in so many instances.
So don't give
You
me
know what I'm saying?
no stuff about support. Yeah, LeBron's teammates need to step up, but LeBron James cannot let Radvanovich, can't let Oladipo be the best
And I'm
player
not gonna
on
lie.
the floor that day, Chris.
Okay,
That is
I'm
my
gonna give you
point.
some credit in this. LeBron's effort isn't always where it should be. He doesn't like to get back on D. He definitely turns the ball over. Maybe a little bit more than his.
Chris,
fair
how can he
share.
not be the best player on the floor every game?
I don't think that's the case. That's
Oh,
just a
my
difference
God.
in opinion.
Come on, Chris.
And
He
it's
doesn't
a
have the
lot-
best game
yeah.
every day.
Now you just hollering at
Chris,
he's
Chris.
not the best player on the floor.
Who was the best player on the floor
But
last
I'm
night,
saying,
Chris?
I think that he is.
Chris, who was the
because
best player
he's
on the
leader
floor
in
last
all
night?
Statistical categories.
Chris, who was the best player on the floor last night? If you didn't know any names, no names on the back of the jury, and you just watched that game last night, who was the best player on on the floor last night? Was it not Oladipo? That is my point. LeBron cannot let that happen.
That's one instance.
LeBron
instance.
cannot let that happen.
And don't get it twisted, man. It was a team effort last night. How many guys did they have in double figures
That
last
never happened
night?
with Mike, Chris.
They had over 6 guys in
Chris,
double
my
figures
point is
last
this,
night.
Chris.
Des, give me the box score, man.
Chris,
Last
my
night?
point.
Last night.
Chris, my point is that never happened with MJ. And that's what LeBron's got to get to.
Teams never got hot on MJ. Teams never
Mike
beat
was always
MJ
the best
in
player.
the playoffs.
Yeah, he got beat. But he was always the best player on the floor.
That's all that happened last night.
That's what I'm asking
man.
LeBron to be. The best
That's
player.
all that happened last night.
I'm asking LeBron
Pops.
James to be the best player on the floor every game. That's what
you
I'm
know
asking.
What? And I'm asking you.
I'm not cutting him any slack on
I'm
that.
asking you to take Aaron Rodgers' advice and just calm down. I think you're a little excited. You know what I'm saying? I think you're just a little excited. Calm down.
Hey, tomorrow's coming soon now.
It is. It's coming soon, and like I said, I guarantee a victory.
Don't duck me. I'll get your
No,
number
I
from
won't
Dez.
duck you.
I'll get your number from Dez and call you.
Yeah.
I will text you.
Matter of fact,
I will worry you the whole time.
Hey, we can report live from here tomorrow, man.
If we don't win,
Y'all can
if
come
we
on
don't
by and
win,
watch it on TV.
Pizza and wings on me at the next
Well, I'm hoping they
podcast
win,
if
Chris.
we don't win.
But I can't cut LeBron slack when he's not the best player on the floor. Let's keep it real.
Well, let's move off of LeBron, man. What's
No,
wrong with love?
No, I know y'all worship at the
But you
shrine
know
of
what?
LeBron James.
You know what?
LeBron
If you gonna call
James.
somebody out, and Pops, this how I know. I don't know, but I got to seriously disagree with your point of view. All due respect.
Go ahead.
Because I think if you're going to jump on somebody's back, you just seeing the game wrong. I got to jump on Kevin Love's back. At his extremely poor performance,
Absolutely.
he's been invisible. We're talking about an all-star. We're talking about a champion and somebody that I've always protected and I've always came to his defense.
When did they ever come through, Chris?
Man, him and Bosh. I think that
When have they ever come through?
It's hard, man. He came through when we won a championship. We don't get
What
it
did he
without
do?
Kevin Love.
What did he do?
I mean, he played some awesome solo defense in the final sequence against maybe the most dangerous offensive player in the league at the time.
Chris,
you
half
know.
them finals games, he couldn't even get on the floor. Give me a break with Kevin Love.
Hey, he was out there then.
They
and
got
he
the
made
old man
plays.
excited today. Give me a break with Kevin Love.
Hey,
half those
hey.
playoff games, he couldn't even get on the floor, Chris. Come on. Kevin Love. He made
I
one stop
I
on.
don't necessarily remember. You talking about half the final.
Oh,
Kevin
half
Love
the
wasn't
finals
an
going-
instrumental
they didn't-
piece in the final.
They wouldn't even
Who
lay
was
him on the
playing
floor.
out there
Oh,
then?
They wouldn't even put him on the floor half. the
Tristan
game.
was out there. It was a lot of Tristan,
was out,
Shump,
yeah. He wasn't even on the
Belly.
floor, Chris. Give me
It
a
but
break.
look,
with
it's
Kevin
so
Love.
much going
it
on
was
in this
definitely
playoffs,
some
though.
Kevin too, though. Like,
So what's wrong with Kevin
mean,
now, Chris?
honestly, our basketball is a game of matchups, and with Indiana's size and tenacity
Here
down
we
low,
go.
it's just not a
Matchup.
good matchup for him. And
Matchup.
I mean,
That's
this is
all
the
we talk
game,
about
Pop.
with this guy.
This is the game. Sorry if I know it. I mean, what do you want from me? This is really what it is. But like I said, I think you're seeing the game wrong. Because if you was calling on somebody to jump down their back, let it be Kevin Love. Let it be J.R. Smith.
I'm not
all of
jumping
these
down
guys.
LeBron's
all of
back.
these. Hey, let it be even a
I'm
young
just
Jordan
pointing out
Clarkson,
something.
who's somebody who I know my city believed in going into these
Hey, I
playoffs,
believe in
and we
Clarkson
knew he
too.
would have to be big. Okay, and so if that's the case, let some of these guys take a part in this, because these are guys who are, have they're either decorated NBA champions or they're young players who have shown a tremendous amount of upside and potential. So everybody is to be held accountable, but we gonna jump down LeBron's back for averaging. Give me the stat line again, Des.
Oh, my
About 30,
God.
10, and
Here we
8.
go with this
30,
stat
10,
line.
and 8, a triple-double? A 30-point
Chris,
triple-double?
I'm not
You
jumping-
mad at that, man?
I'm not
Come
mad
on
at
now.
LeBron James.
Hey,
Don't-
talk straight to me now.
I'm
Talk
not-
straight to me
I'm
now.
not
If
mad
we
at
can't talk
LeBron
straight on
James.
Game Point, then
I
when
was
can we
just,
talk straight?
I was just making a point. I
No,
know
no
LeBron
points at all. Sorry. Sorry. Hey, I whooped that off the glass like Brian did Oladipo. You waiting for a call? I just got a ball. Come on now. Let's get it. Come on now. Let's get it. You tried it.
Don't,
tried it.
I'm not
you tried
saying
it.
it's LeBron's
Hey,
fault. You
hey,
know he's
and-
carrying a heavy burden. Hey, but that's what kings do. That's what kings supposed to do. Am I right? Don't complain about it. Every year-
now he doing what a
Hey,
king's
hey,
supposed
hey,
to do.
Every year
Oh,
it's the same
my
narrative.
goodness.
I didn't have enough
I
help.
love my
I
city,
didn't have
man.
enough help. I didn't have
I
the
love my
same
city,
narrative.
He
man.
truly doesn't have enough help this
Well,
year.
he
though.
doesn't. He doesn't.
It's nobody on the team.
Then he's got to do more. Then
This
he's got
might
to do
be a
more.
worse team. This really might be a worse team than the team that he left with, the Anthony Parker and them. Because at least that team, they was a good defensive team.
I agree. He
That
could
was
use
one of the
more
best
help.
defensive teams in the league. Like this team here, that they've definitely, their defensive game has transcended through the playoffs. Absolutely. But
I agree with you, Chris. He could use more help.
Man.
Everybody knows
all
that.
right, now so I'm saying,
But
if
he
the
still
team
got to
is
be the best
playing
player on the
bad-
floor, Chris.
So is you saying that this series is a knock on his legacy if he doesn't win? Or just what you've seen so far, is it a knock on his legacy?
No,
I
he's
believe
fair-
it's a
he's
knock
fair
on
to-
his legacy
I don't.
too. I mean, listen, if he
no,
don't win, the
he's-
expectation is for him to finish the series.
But
At
you can't-
home, I mean, once we like at home, yeah, it's time to finish it. Like it's a tough series. I think, like I said, it's these young boys. It was a shock to their system, a bit of a culture shock as far as what they've known to the game, and they have not responded well. But like I said, these guys are pros. These are guys that have shown things. You know, we got some young guys who have played with Kobe. They know what it means. They've seen the top. They've seen the paramount of the game, how you prepare. They've talked to him. They've been around him. So these are guys that they have not done anything. But it is okay to say, I don't expect you to sell out on me. I don't expect you to punk out on me. You know what I'm saying? I don't expect you to lay down on me. It's okay to say that. And LeBron is having that expectation. I'm going to get us through this one because this one was tough. Kevin, you already know what's up. You a champion. I know that you're going to be better, and I'm still hanging my hat on that, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't expect him to have a bad game tomorrow. I expect him to be something he's been falling into the category of other. And I think they have, giving him opportunities, you know what I'm saying, on the block. And he just hasn't cashed out. Like I said, they physical, tough down there. He is a finesse big man ultimately. I think we've taken, a lot of that. If he had any nasty streak in him, I think we've taken a lot of that from him in a way that we've asked him to play these last 4 or 5 years. But with all that being said, still has to be a whole lot better. Those are the guys that I'm raising the bar on. You know what I'm saying? LeBron James, he's got a level of greatness that he's got to maintain and be consistent with because that's who he is, and this is clutch time. But I fully expect that from him. And he hasn't let me down. He hasn't let me down.
Chris,
I don't know what you've been watching, but he hasn't let me down.
LeBron, I can't knock LeBron because he's carrying a heavy burden. You're missing my whole point. I'm saying he's got to be the best player on the floor every game, and he has to perform that way. In spite of his heavy burden. Hey, everybody knows LeBron could use some more help.
Listen,
no question about it. So I'm not knocking LeBron in that
point. At nights when guys ain't giving you nothing, I do think you have to measure the game because you can sell out and get 50, you know what I'm saying, in a triple-double. But, man, this is just the first round. Like, it's still a lot of work to be done after this. And, I mean, hey, like I said, I think he's prepared to play 7 with everybody because, hey, that's the road to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? That's the road to the playoffs.
So what's he gonna give us tomorrow, Chris?
He gonna give us everything that we looking for. I'm thinking 40 points, triple-double vision. That's what I'm thinking.
Close game, blowout?
Close game.
Close game.
Close game.
But he gonna come through big time.
He gonna come through big time.
I ain't gonna lie, peace and wings on that one, man, because I want to see it, man. I think it's gonna take more of a team effort. I don't know if it's gonna be LeBron. If it's 40 plus LeBron, we losing. I don't see us winning if it's just LeBron.
I don't, like I said, it's not gonna be just LeBron, but like it's so crazy because only one person gotta help him for him to win. And Corver come off the bench with 20, we win. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't take a lot. You just gotta help him some. And he said he just like,
hey Chris, you never answered my question though.
Between all of y'all can't give me. I'm talking about like 35 points.
Chris, that aside,
y'all can't come up with it.
You never answered my question.
Man, listen,
about Mike.
Yeah,
when he was wearing the Wizards jersey,
right?
He went in the playoffs. Then you know what I'm talking about. Vintage Mike. When wasn't he the best player on the floor? That's all I'm saying.
You tell us, Dad. You tell us.
I don't think it ever happened.
Never.
Okay.
Never.
Well, listen.
Not in one playoff.
Mike
game.
is the GOAT. Mike is the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? The favorable,
Not in
greatest
one
of all
playoff game.
time.
I don't think
of
it was,
all the eras. If
I
we
can't
gotta
remember
say
one.
I would say Mike. So
well, that happened how many years ago?
I'm
man?
not mad at that. And like I said, man,
Mike was always best player on the floor.
I'm gonna do the research on that one, man. I'm gonna see.
Right. 'Cause everybody has a bad game, man.
Not in the playoffs, buddy.
So how to get to Game 6?
Right.
I mean, Mike
That's all I
lost
wanna
some.
know.
Even when Detroit was beating on him. Seattle. One game, I remember Gary Payton playing against Mike playing.
Was
very
Gary Payton
well.
the best player on the court that game?
Shout out to LeBron James, the leading postseason scorer.
He
of
might
all
have been.
time.
LeBron's had, Mike
What
may
are
have
you
had one or
talking
two.
about, man?
Mike may have had
What are
one
you
or two.
talking about,
LeBron's had about 10 of them when he wasn't the best player on the floor.
Man, LeBron had
playoffs.
Pippen to carry the burden. He had Dennis Rodman to
Mike
carry the
had
burden.
Pippen. I
Man,
know.
and
Well, I'm
consistent-
saying, like LeBron could use some help.
He could use a lot of help.
He could use a lot of help.
And not only that, but Mike played for a better organization. The Bulls at that time in the 90s, LeBron makes the Cavs great, or wherever he goes, great. He puts you in dynasty mode and dynasty vision.
I want him to be the best player on the
he's
floor
guy.
every
the
game,
Bulls were a
Chris.
great organization,
Chris,
man.
I want him to be
They
the
knew how to
best
put a
player
team
on the
together.
floor every game in the playoffs.
He needs to be
That's
the
what he
best
got
player
to
when
do.
it counts. So Game 7,
Exactly.
if he dropped 50 or 40
Exactly.
points and we win, what you gonna say?
Yeah, that's
He
what he's
gonna
supposed
kiss
to
the
do.
ring.
No.
Just
Hey,
like he
Chris,
was a few minutes ago.
Hey, no credit for
When I got on him.
Chris, no credit for Chris. What did Chris Rock say? Hey, Chris, what did Chris Rock say? No credit for taking care of your family. That's what a man's supposed to do. No credit for a big performance tomorrow, LeBron. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. No credit.
So the games that he does have bad games, is he tired?
I know he might post you up like your dad, but LeBron is not nobody's father out there. That is not an equatable
No credit
point
tomorrow,
or
LeBron.
argument.
Do what you're supposed to do. Dominate the game.
Yeah, right.
Then we move on to the second round.
Is he tired out there? Is that what y'all see?
Could be.
Fatigue?
Man, I think, LeBron has always been a calculated and meticulous in his approach. We knows that he saves and reserves energy. Ooh, shout out to that big time slam. It was crazy. It was funny how Oladipo and Lightweight got a nice little jump on him, and he did dunk on him. Everybody gets dunked on, though.
Yeah.
He dunked on him. And LeBron came right back and dunked on all four of them. Like, on call, though. Like, oh, what? Nah, all right. He's cool now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, that was
but I ain't
jump.
gonna lie. And then I have to get some, and I don't, like I said, man, when the strategy is right, Oladipo, he's not somebody you can tell he's a new star, and you could tell he's not quite prepared or adjusted rather to when things are, he's the focal point of a defense, because he was neutralized, but they made some good adjustments game 6, and I don't think Tyronn Lue, as far as defensively, his strategy, I don't think that it was, the adjustments were good enough to try to finish the series. Like, you came out doing what you did in game 5. You know what I'm saying? You know that they're going to adjust. They're at home. You know that they're going to shoot better. Throw something different at him. Have something different for him. And not to say it's all on him because, the intensity wasn't there. But, this is the playoffs. So when you playing somebody 7 times, you cannot tell me that coaching isn't a greater bearing on the game. Can we all agree on that?
Yeah. Is Tyronn Lue doing any favors for the Cavs?
No,
He's got them better defensively.
I do. I think I think he's just trying stuff. Like, he's not necessarily locked in trying to do exactly the same thing. He's just trying different things.
How do you like the lineups?
And I was going to say the only thing that I will give him credit for is he is like playing. He seemed like he trying to see who going to do something. When nobody do nothing, you kind of see the bodies. Everybody seem like everybody who worthy of some minutes.
Besides Chetty, though, I feel like a lot of the city want to see Chetty out there, man, because it ain't like anybody else doing nothing. What would Chetty do outdoors? It just to the stage for
and
him. Not only
that, but a guy like that, I know you're going to get 110% of his effort. And sometimes it seems like that energy is contagious. And I do. Like I said, I compared him to Deli before on the show, and I still feel like that. And, a guy like that, he's vital to a team like ours because we got a lot of guys who, they are so proven. Sometimes it's hard to tap into, that emotional content that you need to sustain playing at a high level. You know what I'm saying? When things get gritty, you got to be able to tap into that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To get you to the next play, get you to the next quarter. It's got to be something that drives you something extra.
So Farmer had a good question, man. He said Dwayne Wade was huge for the Heat so far.
What up, bro? I got to holler at you, man.
Should the Cavs have let him walk back to the South Beach or no? Should we have kept him?
Hey, from my perspective,
that was a mistake.
Looked like Dwayne could have helped us. Looked like Derrick Rose could have helped us.
Absolutely. And I was going, and it's so crazy because Jay Crowder went off. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Utah Jazz and that young boy.
We're gonna talk about that. We definitely gonna get to that.
It seemed like everybody that we let go had a huge performance in the playoffs. At least one. At least one.
Well, I'm not so sure about Crowder could have helped, but I know.
Well, he had one game.
Yeah, he did.
He definitely had one game.
The ball skills,
and that was a huge series.
Yeah, but I think the ball skills of Rose and Wade definitely seem like they could have helped. Because Brown needs somebody else that can go get his. And at least those two guys can, which I thought Clarkson might be able to do a little bit of, but he hasn't done so far. But seemed like Rose and both Derek and Dwayne both could have helped us. I agree with that totally.
And I think it's like I said, and especially in the case of Dwayne Wade, it's what we got for him. Mm-hmm. Like, you gave him back. You gave
I think they were more doing him a favor. 'Cause
Yeah,
at the time,
I get it, but
the thing
why?
was,
Like, cause you came.
well, they
here
thought
and
he was,
ultimately,
they thought his playing time was going to be cut, and that he was going to be a bad soldier in the locker room. I'm sure that was the thinking behind it. Because from what I understand,
I don't know. Dwayne Wade is a professional. I would have had to seen that out of him. Not to mention the fact that as long as he's healthy, Dwayne Wade. He would play on my team. He wasn't at a point.
Yeah, but the coaching staff
and
thought
then
he
when
was
he
a
was
bad
with that
influence,
second
Chris.
unit, he was playing well.
Yeah, but Chris,
with that second unit, he had a
coaching
run
staff
when
thought
his
he
minutes
was
were up.
a bad
He
influence.
was killing.
The coaching staff thought he was a bad influence. I mean, I'm telling you. That's
So is
that's
that
what's
Lou's
being
fault for
reported.
not being able to manage the Eagles?
I don't know. I think Wade could have helped.
Absolutely.
I think Wade could have helped.
Absolutely.
I mean,
You
looking
said
at it
Wade
now,
and Rose, huh?
Wade and
Absolutely.
Rose seem like
You
they
gotta
could have
be
done
able
more
to-
than these
you
guys
have
we
to
got.
Be able to manage.
Because Hood looked like trash. Calderon looked like trash. Who else we got in the
Calderon
trade?
don't look like
Calderon-
trash.
Not Calderon, not
Calderon's
Calderon.
old.
Clarkson.
I was
Clarkson.
about to say.
My bad,
Calderon
yeah.
Calderon doing what he can. He's old.
Yeah, I
He's
think
old.
he's
Yeah.
somebody he an older player. We didn't
Yeah, I
bring
mean
him
Calderon.
in. The fact that he's playing the minutes he's playing is let you know how
Yeah,
big.
he played better than the young guys.
Absolutely.
And then Hill hurt,
has
but it
shot
wasn't done
better
nothing when he
and
was
has
out.
been more aggressive.
So what did we? And then Nance hasn't been that impressive. So what did
Not
we
at
really
all.
No,
get
he has not.
for Kyrie Irving? What did we get?
A
That's
pick.
showing
We got the
anything.
pick.
We got
That's
the
it.
pick.
That's
I
it.
mean, the rest of
Hey,
these guys.
that guy better be really good. They
And,
need Kawhi with that
You
pick.
you would think they would be more prideful, and just hey man, I'm gonna perform better. I'm tired of hearing
I
this
do.
talk
I
about
think at this point it's been
LeBron is
six
carrying
games.
us.
We at game 7. Like
it seems
somebody
like some
better
of
be
these
like,
guys
all right,
will
I ain't
step up.
scared no more.
Well, Corver's the only one that kind of showed something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
But
Smith
I'm
had a
saying,
good
like,
game,
I'm really
not
speaking-
offensively.
Hey, and I seen Rodney Hood, and obviously you hate to see a team get blown out, but I thought it was good for a lot of those guys to get, that garbage time and say, hey, man, it's just another game. It's still the game that you've been playing your whole life. Like even J.R. Smith said, just play. Just play. You know what I'm saying? It's still the same game.
So
just play.
So what player outside of LeBron do y'all see stepping up in Game 7?
Kevin Love, J.R. Smith, Kyle Korver.
I'm a big fan. I still think the kid can play, man.
Clarkson.
I'm holding up the Clarkson.
I'm letting you know it ain't him.
I ain't gonna lie, he hasn't. Like he just like Hood tried to show a little something
Clarkson
last
can do
game,
something.
game 6.
That's my guy. I'm betting on Clarkson.
And I do. I hope something. I hope I can't. You can't be scared. It's gonna be really bad if he just play like this the whole series. It's just gonna be really bad.
Can somebody find Uncle Green, man? Where Uncle Jeff at, man?
Hey, like I told you, that's
I ain't gonna lie though, but when has
that's been
Jeff
his
Green never
pedigree
played
the
big
whole
in the
time.
playoffs
Yeah,
though?
that's been
I
his-
feel like that's the reason why he's been passed around from team to team. I don't care how good you are. You know what I'm saying? It's
The guy's a mystery, man. He's a mystery.
you got to be able to show up in the playoffs. If if nobody ever really hold on to you, it's always a reason why.
Call him Grandpa Wiggins. That's who he.
But I feel like Wiggins, he had some games.
He
where
had
was
some
the leading
moments.
scorer,
He had some moments. But like I told y'all last week, you always think there should be more. Same thing with Jeff Green. Where's the rest of it at? Those guys that drive you nuts, man. Those type of players.
Jeff Green, they had a lot going throughout his career, and I don't know. But Wiggins is a young guy, but I never, Jeff Green never made you think like, oh, he about to be like a great player. I say he's a guy who doesn't do anything great. He's got great athleticism, and great size, but he doesn't have anything great in his skill set. None of his tools are refined to greatness. Not a great shooter, not a great ball handler.
Let's
not a
bottom
great
line this, Chris.
facilitator.
You got LeBron and the Cavs winning tomorrow in a trophy.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I've
We
got
gonna roll
LeBron and
with
the
that.
Cavs winning.
I'm with you
tomorrow.
with that. I'm
In the
with you
close
with that.
game, 7
I can't see Brian going out.
Gonna go.
The Pacers taking Brian out.
Well,
of
that's
here.
gonna be 5-3. Well, what is he? 4-2 in elimination game, ain't he?
I don't have that
Yeah,
stat on me.
that's what I saw. Yeah,
Yeah,
today.
4-2 in elimination game. So I fully expect LeBron to go 5-2, get a big win tomorrow, and to get his guys and regroup, and find us a better matchup. and get us some confidence getting out of this series. Maybe we'll get out of those headlights. So many guys, they look like deer in headlights. Rodney Hood, nobody. That's my guy. My X factor. For a guy that you don't expect. A guy that you don't expect. I said the guys that I
Chris?
listen.
What did
Let
I
me
tell
let
you?
me listen.
What did I tell you? Had a reputation in Utah of being soft and injury prone.
Okay.
What has he done here since he's gotten here? He's been
Nothing.
soft and injury prone.
Nothing.
That was his reputation.
Our whole team looks soft, man. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
man.
and a little injury prone.
Yeah.
And a little injury prone.
So, that may be, you know what I'm saying? But let me say this. I just feel like some guys are due. He's somebody that I saw trying to wake his game up, though. He was trying to wake his game up in Game 6. He was trying to wake it up. Still wasn't playing great, but he was on the road. I expect him to come home and, with that rhythm that he tried to build and just being more aggressive, I expect him to be somebody that you don't expect. I said the guys that I expect. I said the guys that have to come and show up on defense. Kevin
Flat out love, yeah. Kevin
Love, absolutely.
That's who you hanging your hat on, Kevin Love.
Yeah, Kevin Love, 15 points or more, double-double, over 40% from the
I've had people
line.
tell me he's gonna go 20-10 in this series. I say, give me a break.
Hey,
I know he never plays great against the Pacers.
What LeVar Ball say, man? He got 20 white boys on the team, man. Flat-footed, man. He ain't coming through, man.
Man, Kevin Love. Listen, one thing though, I respect the champion.
He is it, man.
He's a champion.
Oh.
We'll see, man.
champion.
I hope he do show something, man. Is it the hand? Is it just confidence? Because I remember we talked 2 weeks ago. We missed last week. Our bad for that.
But I do think he banged up. Let me just say
everybody
that.
banged up, man. We
Everybody.
not trying to hear
Come
that.
on, Chris, the
Absolutely.
guy's always banged up this time.
Absolutely.
One thing
But like I
with
said,
this
he
guy,
got to
man.
step up.
He got to step up.
I mean,
man.
I said that
Come on.
first.
He's
right?
forcing shots, though.
Chris, he's making $20-25 million a year.
He's not
supposed to be a
playing well.
superstar.
He's not. I said
Oh,
that. I
give
said
me a
that
break
first.
with this guy,
He playing
Kevin Love.
bad.
Chris,
Man,
you
he
make more
playing bad.
excuses, man.
No, man.
What?
Slow down.
That's your main job,
Slow down,
man. Excuse making for highly paid athletes.
No.
Come on, man.
No, that ain't what this be.
Oh my God.
Hey man,
Chris.
we got another first round battle going on, man. We gonna spend all day on the Cavs. Y'all done summed it up. They gonna hold it down and get a win tomorrow, man. Let's head out to Boston and Milwaukee, man. The best player on the court is obviously Giannis Antetokounmpo. Is he gonna come through, man, and win a away game on the road, man, and propel them to the next round, or does Terry Rozier and Jaylen Brown and Al Horford and Jason Tatum get the job done?
I think he gets out teamed in Boston. And it's just one of those situations, and it's crazy because, Antetokounmpo he's been fantastic, and I don't know what it is about that Milwaukee team. It's just like never enough, like good but not good enough.
Yeah,
and that just kind of seemed. And at the end of the day, if Antetokounmpo is their best guy. And that's kind of becoming the rhetoric for this team. Is that the case with Antetokounmpo? I mean, I'm looking at you, Pops, because I know you really like Antetokounmpo. And you on fire today. The Human Torch, you on fire. So, I mean.
That's a tough call, man. I would like to think that they've got the best player in the series in Antetokounmpo, or Giannis. Let me say Giannis before I mispronounce his last name. They've got the best player on the floor. But I'm like you, Chris. Something tell me they might be out team tomorrow. What? Everybody's held serve at home in that series, right? Everybody's won at home?
Yep.
Nobody's won on the road?
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I want to say Giannis is the best player. They're winning. I got a feeling Boston might pull that one out.
And we said you forgot another star player for the Celtics, Brad Stevens. He's such a good coach. You got to equate him in. He's a star player for them.
I agree.
And his talent and his know-how and his skills with the game and his IQ, they show up on the court.
Yeah, I got to agree. Brad boy.
He's that good.
He's that good.
He's that good. And in the absence of Pop, I think he's been
even
the
though he
most
was in
prepared.
trouble last
He's
year
kept
before
his team
Rondo
the most
got hurt.
prepared,
He
the
was in
most
trouble
even
last year
keeled.
before Rondo got hurt.
Well, you
though.
see what playoff Rondo do.
Yeah. He was in trouble last year, Chris, before Rondo got hurt.
And
But
let me
can
say
coach.
this and
Brad
let
can
me
coach.
get this on air. The Golden State Warriors lost Game 4, or what was that? 5.
Game 4.
Game 4, yeah, because they only won 1. Lost Game 4 purposely to get Steph back before they had to play the Pelicans. They did that on purpose, or to get themselves the opportunity to make it less. Because it looked like if that series, if they might have swept them, this might be the second game.
Yeah.
They could be in a place to go up 2-0.
Is that first game tonight or tomorrow?
It's tonight. It's
Okay.
tonight. Got to stay up.
I've heard that. I doubt that though.
No. It's why not? Tell me where's the threat. You up 3-0.
Is he supposed to play tonight?
He's questionable.
Is it so?
And he might not.
Are they in trouble regardless?
Yep, they are in trouble regardless. But
Who?
I felt like
Who's in trouble? Golden State is in trouble?
Golden State Warriors are in trouble
Hey.
regardless.
Playoff Rondo, Anthony Davis.
Because he doesn't have rhythm. He hasn't played in a while. He definitely hasn't played this physical brand of playoff basketball.
It ain't even about the basketball the Golden State Warriors can play. It's about the basketball that the Pelicans are playing, man. Anthony Davis looks.
Well, I'm not going to disrespect the Warriors. It is a lot about the basketball that they play. Because you don't want them to be playing their best basketball.
The Pelicans playing their basketball is a problem.
I respect it.
Because I don't know if anybody could check Anthony Davis right now.
They can't. Let me just answer that question. They can't.
When he hitting that 3 like Kevin, it's a wrap. Mm-hmm. It's nothing nobody can do with him in the league, man. It might be his league next year.
Is Kevin gonna check him if he stays healthy? It's absolutely his league next year, especially if Rondo.
It's
and
not
Drew
even
Holiday
close.
Keep playing like the way that they're playing. That's who's been so impressive.
Drew Holiday,
man. Both Rondo and Drew Holiday, two-way superstars. That's what they've played like in that first round. Two-way superstars.
You got Mirotic.
I heard the coach, Pelicans coach you know what statement he made this week?
Well, Alvin Gentry is the Pelicans coach.
Gentry.
Right?
He said the third best two-way player in the game is Drew Holiday.
Who the first two?
He's talking
LeBron
about
James and Kawhi Leonard.
Okay.
Behind those two, he said the third best two-way player in the game is Drew Holiday. He also got Anthony Davis over there.
I'm not gonna lie, in the playoffs,
but he said that was his statement. I heard him
on the playoffs. He's
NBA
been
radio.
looking like
said,
it though. Like
he said the third best two-way player in the game is Drew Holiday.
If he gonna be dropping 30 balls on Golden State the way he was on Portland,
he does defend,
and he's dropping 35.
That's a confidence builder because Anthony Davis is a better two-way player.
Yeah.
That's just a confidence builder. That's just instilling confidence.
I ain't gonna lie though, man.
So is Giannis.
Hey, he did a masterful defensive job on C.J. McCollum.
I don't know if he meant wing players.
And one of those guys,
and he forgot Jimmy Butler too.
One of those guys are gone
Jimmy
this
Butler.
summer.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler.
You heard me?
But that was the statement he made. He said in his opinion,
one of those guys are gone. And
player was is Drew Holiday, which I had never thought about. I think that's a little high.
Yeah.
To rate him the third best, but that's
just something.
Statement.
That's just standing behind your guys. That's what you're supposed to do, man. Shout out to Alvin Gentry. But y'all want to get on that since we kind of jumped away from Boston real quick. I don't know if y'all want to go back, but I mean, what happened to Damian Lillard and McCollum? And
they got outplayed.
Point blank.
And is it true that Damian said he wants out? I haven't heard that. Somebody told me that.
I haven't heard that
either.
And that doesn't seem like him. He's kind of not only not said that, but he said the opposite. Like, I want to be in Portland. I think C.J. McCollum.
No, I'm saying since the loss. He didn't say, hey, we can't get it done. I want out. Nobody's heard that?
I haven't.
I haven't seen that. Somebody told me
I haven't even seen that on the internet. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I thought that was inaccurate. And hey, we also got to talk about what's going on in OKC.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
I'm trying to stay on point before we move on to the next one.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's work it out.
Chris got to break down those Cleveland Browns.
Yeah. You know, like I said,
I know you got an opinion on them, Chris.
I got a lot to say. And I'm going to go ahead and say this about the Celtics, though. That I got the Celtics going into Game 7. That's my pick.
Oh, man, Chris, I got the Celtics going into Game 7. I may agree with you on that, but I tend to agree with you on that.
And like I said, I think the deciding factor, the unspoken star of that team,
gonna be the coach.
Brad Stevens.
Pop. So as Terry Rozier held his own as a starting point guard in a playoff series versus Eric Bledsoe, a formidable opponent.
Man, not only has he held his own, I think he's outdueled him. He's outdueled.
In fact, some people tell Eric's been a little bit of a disappointment in this series.
Okay.
Tomorrow's big for both of them.
And I
Tomorrow
said that.
tonight?
I said
that's tonight.
that.
Tonight?
You
Okay,
remember what I
tonight's
told
big
you
for both
about
of 'em.
Eric Bledsoe when it was supposed to be all the rumors about him coming here? What did I say? I said I don't want him, man. He be
You don't think he's
banged
that
up.
good?
His game is based off athleticism. He's not a great shooter. He's older, and he's been
lost some of
banged
that
up.
that athleticism.
Absolutely, and it looks like
he
it.
definitely don't look as fast.
Man, he's just not as explosive. And that's the story. When you don't develop your game, that's why John Wall, somebody starting to suffer more injuries, getting closer and closer to 30. He needs to really develop his game. You know, you saw them get eliminated last night.
Yeah, we haven't even mentioned them losing.
To move on to them, let's hit them real quick. Raptors and Wizards. I mean, just more of the same for those Wizards. I think that, you know, they're a team that's full of confidence and they talk a bunch of trash. But, I mean, and I'm talking about Markieff Morris. That's the Morris brother who played for them, right? Markieff for the Wizards.
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah, one of the brothers.
One of the brothers.
One of the Markieff
I always,
brothers.
I always thought he was supposed to be the better one though, but the
Yeah,
one in
like more
Boston seemed like he
offensive.
a better offensive player now. But I couldn't keep up.
He do be like hitting turnarounds, hitting
Yeah.
a lot of threes. But I'm telling you, I think it's Brad Stevens. He's so good at getting the most, the optimum, optimizing all of his assets and everything that he's got and getting everything the best out of his guys, particularly offensively. We've seen guys go there and kind of play like out of their mind. We've seen it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
IT did.
yeah.
What
And I mean, he got Terry Rozier definitely playing up too. Like he's somebody playing a lot better. I'm gonna give some credit to learning from Kyrie. I'm gonna give some credit to Brad Stevens, and I'm gonna give a whole lot of credit to Terry Rozier just putting the work in.
Since you brought it back to Boston, I asked my pops this off air, man. What you feel about Eric Bledsoe telling the media he doesn't know who Terry Rozier is?
He sounds stupid. He sounds stupid.
Yeah,
man.
but they said what's
I
the
just
name
hit a
started
game
that?
winner in your face. I just undressed you.
Now
I
that's-
love that term.
Hey, but,
he turned him around.
They say that what's the name started that?
You said Terry.
Yeah, I was told that Terry started that. Didn't Terry called him Drew Bledsoe?
That might have been an honest mistake.
Yeah. Yeah.
These
They say
guys are
Terry
young.
started that.
I think they forget these guys how young these guys are.
I enjoy the feistiness,
When
though.
Eric Bledsoe was
Did y'all
really,
see him get into it a little bit?
Yeah.
A little-
Yeah, and I definitely seen Terry not backing down either.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that from a young kid from Cleveland. You know, ain't nothing but pit bulls coming out of my city. You understand? That boy's a product out of Shaker Heights High School. Shout out to the Red Raiders. And he definitely doing his thing big time.
So you got Boston winning tonight, and what about you, Dad?
I'm going to have to agree with Chris. I don't like going against the best player on the floor, but
And it's
tell
so
me
crazy,
Boston pulled
but
that out.
I don't know, man. It's so funny how here they are, they in the same situation. Or no, matter of fact, LeBron has one on the road. You know, the team played bad on him for a couple. You know, first two games they just played really bad on him, and he had to go and get him one on the road. Got it one like no problem. Giannis hasn't even done that, and he's literally been going up against a bunch of. He's a young guy, but he's going up against a bunch of even younger guys. And he still hasn't been able to get it done on the road in Boston. Hasn't really even, been a really big threat to win one in Boston. But
Oh, they played a
somehow he's
couple
the
close
best guy
games.
on the floor.
Chris, they played a couple close games in Boston.
Yeah, close games, but I felt like they kind of all were in hand by Boston.
Okay. I can go with that.
Okay.
Well, one went in overtime. The first game might have went in overtime.
Yeah, one of them guys, yeah, they
When
had a
Terry
couple
hit the
chances.
shot and then Middleton threw it
but
up.
once again, you see Terry Rozier, he go to overtime, but he was playing out of his mind. Like, I don't know. It just seems like, when the moment's big, Boston seems to have it going, though. It's not like us where, the moment's big and you don't know what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The team always be playing good when the moment's big.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. And these guys are young, and a lot of these guys are proven and proving their worth and really showing their stones for the first time in these roles, in these major roles on a playoff team. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make a playoff run, but somehow Giannis, he's surely the best player, and you keep saying like, the best player, but to me, it's the same situation. What makes you so sure in Giannis's case and not in LeBron James
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm thinking that Boston might eat this one out.
No, but I'm saying you keep saying Giannis is the best player. I'm saying what in that series has Giannis done that makes him the best player that LeBron hasn't done that has him lacking so much in your mind?
No, Chris, I told you misunderstood what I'm saying. LeBron has a heavy burden. I understand that. I can't really knock LeBron. My point is this. LeBron has to be the best player on the floor every game.
What about
That's
Giannis?
important. So does Giannis.
Has he?
No.
For the most part.
Game 1, he was outplayed by Terry Rozier.
No, come on.
Terry Rozier was the best player on the floor.
I think
then the
no,
second
Giannis
half, he was the
Giannis
best.
fouled out during overtime.
Giannis pretty much been the best
That's
player on the
not
floor.
nobody's fault but your own. You're a superstar. You're not even supposed to be fouling
He's
out.
pretty much been the best player on the floor in that series every game. His teammates haven't stepped up. That don't mean you win every game, Chris.
When announced he caught a body.
I think he's been outperformed by Brad Stevens.
No.
Oh my goodness.
I do. I think he's been strategized just good enough. I think he's been strategized just good enough, and you got to understand too.
Man,
now,
I'll be glad when we get to football, man.
All right, but you
Something
really
Chris
do.
might have an idea about.
I don't know, but I do. Pops, you starting to really sound like somebody who got their favorites. Who kind of can't do nothing wrong, and you got these goggles on when you watching them.
Might be
But
nice
these
to get
games,
might be nice to get the football.
All right,
something
all
Chris
right.
actually knows about.
Okay, let me say something to the folks who are willing to listen. Though. Check this out. In today's game, a player with a usage as high as the Greek Freaks, the numbers can be deceiving because the stat line will be chunky. But go to the biggest moments in the game where you seize a game for a win. I mean, you see a void of the big shots that you need. You see tip-ins and things like that, but we haven't seen him, late in games making a ton of plays or a bunch of shots. It's kind of like if it's not something at the rim late in the game, and those shots are hard to come by. The calls, there aren't a great deal of calls. It's been a very physical playoffs. They letting these boys play out there, especially in the East, it feels like.
No, that Thunder game.
Hey,
was crazy.
quick question, Chris.
Just all around. I forgot about that.
Quick question on LB.
But it
LBJ.
just seemed like the Cavs game
question.
have been very physical.
I don't want to get out of here without answering this question on LBJ before we go to another subject. His body language this series been good, or what? Give me your take on LeBron's body language this series. Have you noticed anything about it? Normal, acceptable.
I would say normal and acceptable.
Unacceptable. What do you say, Chris?
Yeah.
Any problems with it?
My whole thing is it's normal, but it's bad. You don't want it, but it's acceptable because he's LeBron James.
I think it's acceptable just because of what he's dealing with right now. Like, come on, nobody 0 for 9 JR. Let Kevin Love 9 points tonight. Like, come on, man. What you want me to be out here smiling?
Right.
It's ridiculous what he's getting out of these guys, man. And I don't think it's as bad as I've seen it. That's why I think it's acceptable too. I've seen LeBron really pout, and I haven't seen that.
So he hasn't been in pout mode in this series too much.
Man, listen. He's
that's a direct question, Chris. Has he been in pout mode at all in this series? Yes or no?
Yeah, he's definitely pouted.
What about you, Dez? Have you seen any pout mode this series?
No, I've seen a disappointed guy. That's it. I haven't seen him.
No pout mode.
No, I mean I've seen a play. Yeah, I've seen a play where he I'm not getting back on defense. I've seen that. I've seen that at the end of the game. I think he saw I think they got a couple offensive rebounds and they missed 3 wide open shots, and he was just like, man, I'm done with this. It was at the end of one of them games, and I think we had a chance to win the game, but I remember he hit a big 3, and it was just like nobody else came through.
Okay, just want to put that question out there right quick.
What about
we can move on from that.
If you talk about body language, I haven't liked Paul George's body language and out west, man. And I watched the game last night. I know he should have probably got that call because he had Gobert up in the air. I don't know if y'all saw that one.
Yeah, no, that was.
I thought they missed the call, but that's basketball.
That's been what's going on though. Like missed calls.
A lot of missed calls. Yeah, the Cavs Pacers had some missed calls with LeBron.
But it's crazy though because you would think like
I
don't know. That's in y'all interest for that to go 7, right?
Yeah.
Let it go. Why are you missing a call like that for it not to go 7? The fans want 7. OKC want 7.
They might want to see Utah
45 or more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and Donovan, but make them earn it.
How many did Westbrook finish with last night?
Over 45.
Yeah, over 40.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll
He
pull it
just
up real
scored
quick.
45 or better in 3 straight
And what did
games.
Paul give him?
He only won 5 points, like
What?
7 points,
Paul
something
what?
like that.
Yeah, Paul George had a terrible game.
Man, he played terrible. He shot terrible. Shot like 2 for 16 or something.
Did Melo give him anything? Because I fell asleep.
No.
Melo was on the bench.
Yeah, Melo's done. By the way, like
I wanted to ask that.
I'm not gonna lie. Melo is about to fleece the league so crazy next year.
When
What
he
is it,
when he out there for
27?
$28 million.
Oh my lordy. He
Paul
about to
George,
fleece the league.
45 minutes, 3 rebounds, 8 assists, 5 points. Carmelo, 26 minutes, 3 rebounds, 7 points. Russell Westbrook, 44 minutes, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 46 points.
He shot 43 shots.
Okay.
A real AI performance.
Hey, now why
and
don't
that's
we
who
have-
he reminded me
Why
of.
don't we have
more
the
and
same
more.
narrative with him? Why don't we hear the same stuff with him? Hey, he didn't get enough help.
Who, Russell?
Yeah.
I do. I think that.
I think he has
especially
enough
this
help.
game,
Last year he didn't have enough help. Ain't
but
no excuse this year.
His team, right? But his team around him didn't play good enough. Like Paul George.
Paul
I
George
mean,
only had, what did he do last night?
he
Give me those
played
stats
terrible.
again.
5 points. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, 5 points.
That
And
can't
2
happen.
for 16 shooting.
That can't
So
happen.
it's not that he
That
didn't
cannot
get his
happen.
shots. You shouldn't have wanted to take 16 shots. You know, at 2, making only 2 of them.
See,
Shout
that's
out
what
Donovan Mitchell with 38, 4 rebounds, 2
my
assists.
goodness. That kid is so
Who's
special.
that? So let's just. I know they
Man,
don't count the
he's so
playoffs.
exciting to watch. He's a tornado cyclone
Yeah, 38 last
master.
night.
He's one of the best finishers, best young finishers I've seen since Kyrie Irving.
They keep
Without
saying-
Rubio.
Without Rubio. Very hands-on last night with the Rock.
How did he
Was-
last to the 9th pick in the draft? Unbelievable.
No, not the 9th. Wasn't it the 16th?
Was he that
Yeah,
late?
yeah.
Yeah, I think the 9th was like Dennis Smith.
Oh, yeah?
He was like the 16th
Oh,
pick by
oh,
Utah
believe
because
me.
Utah was in the playoffs.
It's gonna be. Hey, it's in the summer. Summer about to start. It ain't over yet. It's gonna be some guys gonna lose their job behind that.
Yeah, because
It's gonna
but
be some
just
guys
imagine
gonna
if they
lose their
had
job.
Hayward though, if a healthy Hayward there still, and they drafted him, they in a position to win. You know, I like that team. Man,
I
a lot.
mean, he's so good. I mean, come on now. He just dropped the 40 ball, and the overall stats wasn't bad. Let me get the box on him, but
I gotta grab it.
it was singing to the tune of very around the game. Think 38, 5 and 5. You know, something like that. Probably a little more. He gonna probably have a little bit better, but think that though. So a rounded off game. This is a rookie now.
Who's had a better rookie performance in the playoffs, Ben Simmons or him?
I think that it's been.
That's about even, ain't it?
No, absolutely not.
Well, Ben don't score the points, but he's been
Well, listen. Let me just say
influential.
this. I'm about to say something major to you.
Mm-hmm.
Donovan Mitchell, hands down, he had a more lofty task ahead of him. You played an older Dwayne Wade where he was. He was their best player. He was the guy they was sending out there to close the games.
You might be
You
right.
going up
Might
against
be
him,
right.
and he playing against Russell Westbrook,
Yeah,
the reigning
you're right.
MVP.
You're right. Yeah, Donovan-
Equipped with Paul George. Equipped with
Yeah, he did that.
Carmelo
He doing that
Anthony,
with,
equipped
Paul
with
George on
Steven
him.
Adams.
Mhm.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So, like, no,
I
man.
stand corrected.
Absolutely.
I have to
And-
give you
and-
credit, Chris. You
and-
got me
and
on
guess
that
what?
one.
That award.
Yeah.
Is he a star now?
Hey.
Is he officially a superstar in the league or?
Not-
Absolutely.
No, not
absolutely
yet.
he is.
You can't do
Absolutely.
it, Chris. You
Man,
can't
this
do
is a
it.
guy dropping 38
Oh,
in the
Chris, you can't-
elimination game
you can't crown the
against
guy
the
on 6
reigning
games.
MVP.
You can't crown
and
the
he's
guy on
going
6
head to
games.
head with
Oh.
Russell. Russell is guarding him.
Chris, you can't count him on 6 games.
Oh,
Give me a break.
my goodness.
Come
Man, he
on.
did this all year. You give me a break.
You can't
He
crown
took-
him.
He
Not
took
yet,
a
Chris.
guy's he
Oh.
took a guy's spot. Some people would have probably said in the position that Rodney Hood was in, he had all the leverage to cheat
Chris,
for the
I'm not gonna
All-Star
crown
game.
him on 6
he
games.
took a potential All-Star
I'm not
game,
crowning him on 6
displaced
games.
him, and got him out of town. He's that good. Don't do it off 6 games. Do it off 88. He's done this all year. He's been extremely impressive. He is the rookie of the year.
You said
a true
superstar,
thoroughbred
Chris.
rookie.
You said
and he's
superstar.
a superstar.
No.
He just dropped 38.
Too
give
early.
give me the rest of it. He just dropped 38. Now, if he'll be one of the biggest. Like, people will be like, "What happened?" If Donovan Mitchell doesn't continue on to have a great career, barring any major injury. If he comes out next year and just isn't good, believe that it's not gonna happen. This is a superstar. I don't know what you seeing, But
Chris,
this is a
too early,
superstar.
Too early.
And I haven't seen anybody play like this young since LeBron James. And obviously he went to college.
Well,
but
I didn't see who the other player was. Oh, I can't even remember who the first two.
He's
like the third overall.
I just tweeted it out last night.
One was Kareem.
Wonder on
Yeah,
Twitter.
one was. Who was the other guy? It was a guy I've never heard of before. I wanted to know if you knew who he was, Pops. It was an older cat.
I can't think of who it was, but I did see that myself. Yeah.
Who
Did all this scoring?
That much scoring as a rookie in the like he's third all in the series.
Yeah.
Rookie scoring in the playoffs. I think.
Forget who the other guy was.
Yeah, one was a big time player, so it might have been Kareem.
Might have been Elgin Baylor.
It wasn't Elgin Baylor. It was a name that I didn't recognize.
You didn't recognize?
I'm trying to get his stats though for the series.
Man, Buddy's been impressive. Just like
So you done crowned him a superstar already?
he's a superstar.
Oh
I know a superstar when I see one.
Oh my God.
I know a superstar when I see one, and he's so special. He like so many superstars mixed when I watch him. You know, when I watch him, he kind of finish around the hole with the contortionist-like moves. He remind me of like, you know, kind of like Kyrie, but I seen him be ferocious kind of, and you know, had a little floaters and stuff going like Dwayne Wade, and then some nights with the lucky lefty swag, he be seeming like James Harden. Like, man, this young kid, man.
Yeah, a lot of people say
man, he's
equate him
special.
to a young D Wade.
Man, he's special.
He a better 3-point shooter though than
exactly.
D-Wade.
That's why it can't be. He's so many good guys rolled up in one. Man, this kid is nice.
You
and like I
legit.
tweeted it out last night, I like Ant D, I like Ben Simmons, I like Antetokounmpo, but this kid seems like the next big thing. Ant D just won his first playoff series. All due respect to Ant D, I think he's about to. Yes, this is his first series. He just won. This is his first one.
Talking about AD, right?
That's why, and that's why I'm saying I'm glad they've had some time to kind of mellow back down, get prepared, have a little practice time, hopefully rest up, get healthy, and get like, y'all not done. Y'all got to stay hungry for more. And we'll see how they come out. But I fully expect Rondo, champion. He know what it take, and I expect him to be coaching. And that's why I love him and Ant D. They got a real point guard.
You saying they're going to beat Golden State?
Man, hey, they like orange juice.
Chris,
shout out to my 2K heads. Y'all know what's up. Orange juice, baby.
Chris, are you saying they're going to beat Golden State Warriors? Is that what you're telling me?
I'm telling you that they got a shot. I need to see the first game. I need to see that the hunger is there. But put it like this: if they win one of these first two games, they gonna beat them. If they win one in LA, they gonna beat them.
I got Mitchell's numbers, man, for the series, man. Man, just lost it. He 6 games played, man, averaging about 38 minutes, man, shooting 46.2 from the field, averaging. He's the 5th leading scorer in the playoffs right now at 28 points per game.
28.
Yeah. Not a lot of assists. 3 assists, 7 rebounds.
You're looking at me, Chris. I agree with you, man. The boy.
No, you didn't.
But
you didn't. Don't you try that? I let you do that last time with LeBron. No, you didn't.
So the 5th leading scorer in the playoffs, man. You know,
and this a real rookie.
I'm not gonna crown
this
him
ain't
a
no guy who been working out with LeBron all summer. And this a real
Chris,
rookie.
It's too early
he was
to
in
crown
college
him a
last
superstar.
year.
Too early to crown him a superstar. You
he's
do it
a
long.
superstar.
Oh my God.
He's a superstar. He's got superstar talent and even greater potential. He's got a potential to be a Hall of Famer, but he's a superstar right now. I'm not gonna call him a future Hall of Famer just yet, but he's a superstar right now. And I don't care what you say all year and in the playoffs especially. He's a superstar. Make no mistake about it. He's a superstar. I don't know what it is that you looking for, but he's a superstar.
Hey, Chris, I'm looking for more years. I'm looking for more than 80 games.
So let's look at some of the guards that have been in the league for a little bit and supposedly superstars. Damian Lillard, Beal, and John Wall. All of them were early exits.
Answer me this, Pops. Does Damian Lillard, does Donovan Mitchell have more help than Damian Lillard?
They got a good team.
Keep in mind that C.J. McCollum was an all-star this year.
Hey, Hey, Damian had a very disappointing playoff, Chris. I'm not going to argue with that.
I asked you a direct question, Pops. I said, does Donovan Mitchell have more help?
I like that Utah team.
I think so. I think the Utah team.
I'm not asking you, do they play better as a team? Because that's what it is.
No, I think they have a better team. I think Damian Lillard has probably the best player to play with C.J. McCollum.
Yeah.
But guys like
that's it,
man.
That's it.
You don't feel like Damian Lillard is better than Donovan Mitchell? You feel like he's better than him? He's supposed to be.
You would think.
I asked you what you thought. I'm asking you a direct question. He in your mind, Damian Lillard's supposed to be better than Donovan Mitchell, right?
Yes.
And you would have probably said before the playoffs started that C.J. McCollum was too, right?
No, not necessarily. I'm not a big CJ fan. Not a big CJ.
What
fan.
about you, Des?
what was the question?
And before the playoffs started, you would have probably said that C.J. McCollum was better than Donovan Mitchell as well. He was a rookie.
He's accomplished more, so yeah. I would have said, yeah.
So
CJ
we
McCollum
talking
better.
about two guys who were elected to the All-Star game this year. Our All-Star caliber players, two of the what is it? Would you say that those is two of the top 15 guards in the league?
The end of the discussion, both of them, yeah.
Okay, so we talking about two of the best guards in the league on the same team, and then we talking about a rookie playing with no noted players.
Well, Gobert was All-Star last year, and
Yeah,
everybody
but
else
he's
is
been out
solid.
the majority of the year.
Everybody else is solid. Crowder was a good pickup for him.
Okay, I get it, but
The
no
left-handed,
other noteworthy players though.
Correct.
Okay, then. So all I'm saying is, how is this kid not a superstar when he ultimately took a bunch of
he
no
hasn't
names
done it long
and
enough.
he dropping 38 in elimination game?
Chris, he
We're
hasn't
talking
done it
about
long
right
enough.
now. Carmelo used to be a superstar. He is not
When
anymore.
was Carmelo a superstar?
Man, when he signed that $100 and whatever dollar contract.
Oh, he's a star, man.
Hey,
He's
3
a
or
star.
4 times.
LeBron James
What
is
you
a
saying?
superstar, Chris.
And so was Carmelo Anthony.
Give me a break.
For a lot of years.
He was a superstar in this series they just played, too. Give me a break. Always been overrated.
They got a.
Always been overrated.
Hey, I will say he's always been about his money. That's what I think Melo is being guilty
I
of.
know.
He been about
another
a bag.
hip hop guy. You and Dez.
What's up
Another
with
hip hop guy, and y'all love him. You and Dez. If he's a hip hop guy, got braids, and married to a superstar wife, then you guys love him. You know, I get it.
I'm talking about what he
Basketball
did on the
didn't start
court,
with
man.
LeBron James and Allen
He used to be one of
Iverson.
the most prolific scorers that the game had ever seen.
give me a break.
And a
Couldn't-
lot of what we're
and
seeing
couldn't
in
get out
the
the
young
first
breakout
round.
stars now.
Couldn't get out the
Carmelo
first
was
round.
one of the first
Melo
guys to
couldn't
be
get
able
out
to
the
do a
first
lot of
round.
those things.
Couldn't get
You
out the
know?
first
We
round,
talking
man.
about a 6'7", 6'8",
Got about
6'9"
6 or 7
guy
coaches
who
fired.
can
Give me a
dribble,
break,
shoot,
man. Give me a break with these
pass,
guys.
you
Let's
know,
tell the
get it
truth,
off the
Chris.
glass,
Hey, Dad, the
go
guy-
coast to
Chris,
coast.
he
Dad-
got 6 or 7 coaches fired. Give me a break.
So,
man.
Dad, the one is Mitchell has scored 171 points in his first career playoff games, the third most by rookie in NBA history, only behind, and this is the guy I didn't know, Lou Alcindor.
That's Kareem.
Okay.
See what I'm dealing with out of here, folks. See what I'm dealing with. He didn't even know who Lou Alcindor was. See what I'm dealing with these young boys. He didn't even know who Lou Alcindor was. Give me a break.
Hey, well, thanks for the education. I never heard that.
Oh my God.
I
That's
know.
like the one dude.
These guys don't
that's
even
like
know.
The one dude who was Curry
Hey,
before Curry.
I'm dealing with
They
2
kicked
guys
him out
that
the
didn't
league.
even know who Lou Alcindor was.
Have your moment, man.
Oh,
you
my
was born.
God.
You was born in 50. In
I
the
was born in
50s.
1958.
So yeah, you knew this. I only knew him as
Oh,
Kareem.
my God. Hey, these guys were born in 1992.
I didn't know he had like a Cassius Clay name change.
Oh, my God.
Right. It
Hey,
do
they
make
didn't even know who
sense, though.
Cassius Clay was.
Oh, he knew who Cassius was. Hey, but that's not something that's as broadcasted about
Hey,
Kareem. 'Cause
Pops
I
is
did-
when they go to football, I'm gonna check out of this.
So
They done
so
gave me a headache
so he's
today.
in this. So he's in the same. He's done
Who's the
some.
other player?
Will it was Will.
Okay, all right.
So Lou Alcindor and Will. That's not impressive.
Yeah, but he's got to do it longer than just 1 year. to be a
Well, look at what
superstar.
those guys went on to do.
He's
So is it
performed
not
like
okay
a
to say that
superstar.
the implications are for him
Chris,
to be
he's
a
performed
superstar?
like a superstar. I'll say that.
So that's a superstar then. What's the definition
man, you
of a
gotta
superstar?
do it more than 1
A
year,
guy who
bro.
played
You
like a
definitely got to do it
superstar.
more than one. Are you think he can't do it again?
We'll see.
Well, what did the other 2 guys go on to do? Hall of Fame careers?
Yes.
some of the most prolific scorers.
Those two guys
in
are
the
two
league
of the top
and players in the league.
Those two guys are two of the top 5 players that ever played the game. By the way.
Okay, so he's in.
Are you
awesome
telling me that's
company.
what Jonathan's gonna do? I don't think so.
I don't
Did you
know
hear
what he gonna
said?
do.
I said he got the potential to be one of the most special that the game has ever seen.
Chris.
I just
So this
said
guy's
that.
gonna be a top 10 player all time.
I think he has the potential. Now,
give
I'm
me that point.
ready to say all that. I said he was a superstar. I said I'm not going to say he's a potential Hall of Famer yet. I'm just saying right now
Those
he
other
is
two
a
guys,
superstar,
Chris,
though.
Those other two guys are two of the
wrong.
top 5 players that ever played this game, okay? Let's give Jonathan Mitchell some more time. On to the next subject, guys. On to the next subject.
Hey, are we gonna touch on the other guards that we mentioned, Wall in them, or y'all done with them? They out the playoffs. We
Yeah,
done
they out
with
to play all they
Man,
done, man. Same
let's
old
talk
story,
about
like
it, man.
Chris
We
said.
can talk about it a little
Oh,
bit, man.
Chris,
This
they
is
out the
game
playoffs,
point.
they
them. Hey,
done.
Dad, your boy out the playoffs too, man.
Who?
Wiggins.
Yeah, he's out.
Would you I guess how did you think he
Andrew showed me a
performed?
little
Man,
bit.
Wiggins
He showed
is
me
a
a little
second
bit.
tier player in
Hey,
this league.
hey, he showed me more than Kevin Love, that's for sure. I still wouldn't have made the trade, people. I still wouldn't have made the trade. I've been saying that
Hold on, you know what? I got a question about who was supposed to, why isn't Dante Exum a bigger player for Utah?
Well, he got hurt. He got hurt.
I just don't think he's that good.
Because he was supposed to be like a
He got hurt, Dan. Give him, he showed some signs. He got hurt. He might step up tomorrow because Rubio's not supposed to play.
all right.
He might step up tomorrow. He got hurt, though. He got hurt.
So in that Minnesota versus Houston series, what's your biggest takeaways?
They're not ready yet. So Minnesota's just not ready. Andrew and them got to step up, man. They got to play better. Butler had 1 or 2 games. Butler was probably playing a little hurt. Butler need to keep his mouth shut and quit knocking his teammates all the time. That's why they ran him out of Chicago.
What'd he say? I didn't hear about this.
You know, he always got something to say, man. He ain't play that well himself, man. You ask me. Had a couple good games, but he's playing hurt. So.
What about the money, though?
What?
I mean, he about to be a free agent. Do they pay him?
Well, you got to keep him there. I mean, they got a nice little core.
They don't have to.
The big boy has to play
need
better.
the
Got to
Cavs to
step
get
up. Got to be more aggressive.
Right.
And Andrew Wiggins got to stop being Andrew Wiggins and step up and be a man. All that being said, I'd rather have him than Kevin Love. One thing is
Okay,
availability.
well, let me ask you this.
The man has missed 1 game in his,
Let me
in his
ask you
career.
this.
1 or 2 games.
My
in his
whole
career.
thing is, you talking about a guy. You want to knock Kevin Love, but you talking about a guy. He was on the squad with a bunch of young guys, man. And was it Jimmy Butler's team?
It was Butler's team. Andrew still got to play
Andrew
better,
Wiggins
man.
had a lot of games
Andrew
where he
is
was their
4
leading
years
scorer.
in.
Though.
He's got
he had
to show more.
He had a few games where he was their leading scorer.
Andrew's got to
and they
do more.
seem to be trying to go to him.
No, give me a
Like,
break.
you know, later in the games, they
Now
seem
you
to be
defending-
trying to let him see what he was going to do.
Chris, you on the defense mode today, man. Come on, Andrew's got to play better, man. He's 4 years in, man. Got to be more aggressive.
He's definitely not Donovan Mitchell.
I do. I mean, Wiggins. I'm not a Wiggins fan. I think we did the right thing. No. I just said it on my Twitter.
I knock Wiggins, but I still rather have him here than Kevin Love.
You know, I be saying some things, but I think when we look back at it, truly, when we look back at their careers and what Wiggins is ultimately able to accomplish, I think that that's going to end up being considered one of the better moves actually in franchise history because we don't get the ring without Kevin Love.
I don't agree with that.
I mean,
we might have 2 rings without Kevin Love. And Andrew was here.
Man, what is it that you see in him that makes you say that? Because I mean, he's not.
I think LeBron might either crushed him or bought something out in the kid personally. But Andrew might be like.
Now we talking about Kyrie Irving, a player who we can all agree can show considerably more promise than Andrew Wiggins, right?
Mm-hmm.
LeBron, it didn't work out with Kyrie. He clashed too much with him. Now, what makes you think? I
said it could have went either way. It could have went either way.
Right. So that's easy. You're not saying nothing when you say that. We knew that when we got him. It could go either way. That's not saying anything, Pop.
Suppose he signs with LeBron's agency, which they say they recruited him. He turned
shoulda,
down his
coulda,
agency.
woulda. No. And that's exactly why
LeBron might have gave him some tough love,
and
he might have been more aggressive. That's my point.
He's just an
I
average
still
player.
wouldn't have made the
and
trade.
that's what he gonna be in this league, an average player.
I still wouldn't have made
won't
the
make
trade.
more.
What does Kevin Love
He
been?
won't make more than 3 All-Star games.
What is Kevin Love?
He's gonna be an
What
average
Kevin Love
player.
Is he gonna make an All-Star game?
I'm giving him the credit. Hopefully down the line.
Hey, what has
you know
Kevin
I'm
Love
saying?
been? Come on, man. Kevin Love
He's been a
hurt
two-time
half the
All-Star.
time.
Right. What did
He
you?
been-
I mean,
Desmond,
Kevin
he's
Love.
been hurt half the time in the playoffs. Come on, man. And he can't
Kevin
get on
Love
the
is
floor
a
the other
champion,
half.
man.
So you ain't got no love for Love, Dad? That's,
Kevin Love is
Kevin,
a
all
champion.
right, man. But Kevin got to step up, man. Come on, let's
I
give
agree.
these guys
He's
a break.
making too much money not to be doing what
He
he's
got
doing
to
now.
step up, Chris.
Him, Carmelo, there's a lot of guys out there, man. That
Got to
just
step up. Like Paul George, 5 points last night. That's ridiculous for a superstar in this league to score 5 points in a game they had to have. It's ridiculous.
Paul George not a superstar though.
I know. Donovan Mitchell is.
Donovan Mitchell winning playoff series when
And
Paul
that's another
George was
thing.
in Indiana.
Hey, that's another thing I
that
don't
second
like.
time he wasn't winning no
Hey,
playoffs.
all these guys, LeBron, all these guys
Hey.
crying for help. Now, if
Paul George had it.
Wait a minute,
He used
Chris,
to have
Chris,
a team.
I got to get this in,
and,
Chris.
and he wasn't good enough.
Hey, Chris, we can sing together. We can't talk together. I got to get this in. All these guys want all this help. The LeBron Jameses, the Russell Westbrooks. Then you get a guy like Paul George, and he performs like that, which is a guy that supposedly LeBron likes, or Jimmy Butler, which was a guy supposedly the Cavs had there. Hey, when it's
Jimmy
time
was
to
hurt.
play,
Jimmy was hurt.
Well, Jimmy might have been hurt, but you gotta perform. That's the bottom line. But Chris, you can't make excuses for these guys, man.
stop
That's
saying
ridiculous.
that.
It's ridiculous that Paul George has 5 points last night.
it is. It ain't no question about it. Him and Melo.
Who was defending him?
Oh, Chris, man, you're the
I-
biggest
you
defensive
just-
attorney in the league, man.
Man.
Chris, I believe you starstruck, man. You ain't starstruck. I thought you was a heck of an athlete in high school.
You just said Paul George was a superstar. Now listen, we could go at it all day, but you got to be coherent, man. You said Paul George was a superstar. I
Chris,
said he wasn't.
Chris, you coming
now
off
I'm
as
starstruck.
Chris, you coming off as starstruck, man. You coming off with that groupie mentality, man. You coming off as a little
All right, man.
starstruck, man.
Who y'all got in
Come
the
on,
finals?
Chris.
Who do y'all got in the finals, man? Y'all done seen a couple
No.
playoff series?
No.
Yeah, Chris, you still
Y'all,
got Brian
I'm
in the
not
finals?
going to
He ain't
indulge any
stepping up there.
conversation. I'm loving these playoffs in the process way too much. I'm not thinking about the finals. I'm just not thinking about it. Now, you can ask
Chris,
me who I think is going to win game one. Who I think is going to win game one tonight.
Chris, is Brian, just answer me this, Chris. Brian going to the finals.
I'm not
Will you-
answering any questions about the finals. I'm
Not
loving
2
this
weeks ago,
playoffs too much.
Brian was going to the finals.
Come on,
Now,
man. We've
all
been
of a sudden-
talking about that the last 3 years. That's
Now,
all. That's
all of
all
a
the
sudden-
Y'all not tired of talking about that? Y'all not
Now
gonna ruin.
all of a sudden
Hey,
this boy ain't going to the finals.
Don't
now.
ruin my podcast with that whack question, man. Come harder, man. And
Now,
you,
all of a sudden-
I'm telling you, I'm gonna need you to take a nap next show so you can be remembering what it is that you saying, man. 'Cause you ain't been
Hey,
like that.
hey, Chris. Now all of a sudden you don't want to talk about the finals.
Listen, I mean, everybody know what I'm saying.
Now
though,
Brian's struggling a little bit.
Hey,
you know,
listen.
you don't want to talk
Listen,
about the finals.
we can sing together. We can't talk together. This is solo, pops. This is solo. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know what I'm saying though. Like these last 3 years, it's kind of been like playoffs, and it's just kind of been like, going through the motions. And to me, I was able to see it in the play. I felt like guys, they kind of felt like it was decided, and I didn't feel like it was a whole lot of heart being into it. But I think that ultimately, the Giants and the Titans sitting atop of each conference. You can only be at the top for so long, and obviously some time has gone by and some things have changed for both teams. But, guys have, the better, more competitive guys in the league, they have raised the bar. Some guys have even migrated and come together to put forth a greater challenge for the powers that be. And it's been good for the game so far in these playoffs, man.
This series been a lot better than last year.
Yeah, I'm enjoying these playoffs, man. There's so much meat to talk about. I've been talking about the finals matchup for the last 3 years. Come on, man. Let's talk about these matchups. Let's do a little thinking, and let's talk about the game. You don't want to do that. I don't know what it is that you want to talk about, Pops.
Hey, I do. I have another quick question, Chris. Mm-hmm. This Cavalier team now, and I don't want to get back to the Cavs, but right now, the team in 2015 that was without Love for most of the playoffs, and Kyrie missed a few playoff games too.
Mm-hmm.
This team better or worse?
Worse.
Okay.
With that being said, I would. I don't know. I just
and LeBron's
we
4
need
years
that
older,
Deli
right?
type
LeBron's
energy.
4 years older, also.
We
Yeah,
need
but
that
I'm not
Deli
gonna say that
type
LeBron
energy.
and LeBron might be better now than he was.
He's
when-
definitely better now.
2015.
I don't know why y'all
He's definitely
saying
better
that.
now.
Man,
Chris,
he
you
been looking.
cannot beat youth, Chris. You're telling me at 33,
Look,
LeBron's
is LeBron
better than he was at
aging?
29?
What was he doing back then that he can't do now? Because he just dunked on 4 people, and I thought we was back
Don't
in
believe
Detroit.
it, Chris.
I thought it was 08 Detroit, man. Come on, man.
Chris.
What was that, 06?
Chris.
I thought it was 04. I thought it was 06 or something,
Chris, who's
man.
better at 33 than they are at 29 in athletic?
LeBron James.
LeBron James. But guess what, man? I know it's hard for you old fellas, man, to see something that you ain't seen before. But listen, new things are still happening. I know you think all the new stuff came out. What you probably seen sliced bread, the microwave, everything. But new stuff still coming out.
Chris,
you
you
know?
can't beat
new
you.
stuff still coming out.
He's got
and things
4
are only
years of
getting
wear
better.
and tear on
Things
him,
are only
Chris.
getting better.
Chris,
Man,
that's 4
let's
years of wear
roll.
and tear. There's no way he's better now than he was at
Man,
29.
listen, that's 4
He
years
turned
of
back the
knowledge,
clock.
experience, and craft, and nobody's more dedicated to the craft. Nobody's more dedicated to their body and staying
I
healthy.
think it's his mentality.
Absolutely
He's turned into a monster, man.
a killer.
Yeah.
What we say, when LeBron start having that killer instinct, man, he gonna be the
And he
greatest.
got it.
well,
And he got it.
We'll be able to tell tomorrow.
And he
That's
got
for
it.
sure.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
bet you at 29 he
Pizza
wouldn't
and
lose
wings on the game.
Hey.
So is we betting pizza and wings
No,
on the
man,
game?
I can't afford it. Can't afford it.
What you want to do?
Yeah, man. Peace and hold on. I'm going for the Cavs. What you talking
Nah,
about?
I'm the one who's been saying that the Cavs been lit all season, man. I'm the one that's been saying.
Well,
All right, fellas, let's move on.
Let's go. Y'all done with basketball, man? You got any?
Man, listen, I just wanted to say this about John Wall. Listen, son, you need to call up the shot doctor or whoever, and you have to get you a jumper. You have to. This that you've been getting by on, streaky mid ranges, it's not working. It's not working. It's not working. And you got to
Chris,
step
he
it
played
up.
relatively well in that series.
Man, too little, too late.
Oh.
That's my thinking. And like I said, it wasn't enough. I mean, I'm holding these guys accountable. John Wall, the guy, he been in the league for a while now. He's a 5+ vet. He's been in the league for a while now. And, he a guy who be, feeling like he should be making the All-Star game and be wanting all this credit. It's time to earn it. And it's time to show and prove. And his stage is the playoffs. I'm not impressed by anything that man does in the regular season. It's all about the playoffs at this point in his career. He's yet to make a deep run. He hasn't even sniffed the finals, never even made a conference finals. It's time. To lose to LeBron is one thing, but losing to all these other guys, that's a knock on you at this point.
Has he been does he have a better NBA career than a Rondo?
No. Rondo came into the league. He was a rookie with the task of manning a championship team. And he was not a stand-down point guard. Like, all of the offense went through Rondo, a two-way superstar. He locked other great point guards down and took them out of games. What is it that we talking about here? Are we not remembering the same thing? This is the man who he had his own style, coined a different kind of ball fake. Now we got guys, we've seen all kind of renditions. Like he's made it a move now, this ball fake. Obviously, I know, basketball guys been doing that before Rondo. But I'm saying Rondo definitely put some spice on it, and he brought that flashback with the Showtime ball fakes and, you know what I'm saying, throwing it behind the head. Like, man, and he was a pit bull. And he dealt with KG on his back demanding. And, man, Rondo is one of the better point guards of this era.
What you think,
He's one of
Pops?
the better point guards of this era.
That's a good question.
Easy one for me.
So I'd have to say Rondo's.
Because Rondo, he never developed his jump shot.
Rondo, I ain't gonna lie to him, man. Rondo is he a lot better than John Wall, though.
I'm not gonna say that now.
Listen, but let me tell you why. And man, you
I'm not gonna say that,
your
Chris.
point of view today. Man, the pace that Rondo play with, think about this, and I'm gonna say this. Rondo, he like AB. I mean, not Rondo. I mean, John Wall like AB. He like and Aaron Bynum, and he used to play for Bedford. A lot better, but I'm saying in the sense that sometimes he played too fast. He still don't know how to harness that speed and really shift change and change speed and change direction to really get everything that he want. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He can't move and dribble it like a Kyrie. Imagine if he had that pace change like Kyrie, the type of player that he could
he's
be.
a better player?
He could be Allen Iverson. You know what I'm saying?
He's a better player than John Wall?
Because Allen Iverson, Allen Iverson jumper
I'm
probably
not gonna
look
buy that.
well. It's still a nice amount
What'd you
better.
say, Pops? What was your question?
Chris is saying that Rajon Rondo's a better player than John Wall?
Yeah. Not to mention the fact that Rajon Rondo can get on fire defensively. Man, I seen Rajon Rondo go in the dude pockets, man, for the game.
I'm not buying
Did you see that?
Chris. He's
Man,
one more,
what-
Chris,
what?
but
Come on, man. You're
I'm
not
not saying he's
worthy
a
of
better
these
player.
conversations. What you watching?
You don't think-
you slipping. You missing the game. Rondo plays with a tremendous pace.
Chris,
And man, he always knows what to do with the
Chris,
ball.
Chris, you
He
mean-
got greater poise
you
than
mean
John
this-
Wall,
you mean
who
this-
does have poise.
Chris,
but Rondo is
Chris, if you
inflappable
plug John Wall
out there.
in on those
He's a
Celtics
court
teams
general.
and they don't win a
I'm
championship?
Man,
Is that what you're telling me?
I ain't got to keep talking to you.
Answer
man.
that question,
Let's
Chris.
move on to football.
Chris.
I'm not answering no more
Chris,
questions.
answer
man.
that question.
Do better
You
next
plug
podcast, man. You got a terrible outlook. Do
Chris,
better, old
answer
fella.
that question. You plug
Do
John
better.
Wall in on those
Do better.
Celtics teams and they don't win a
Do
championship?
better. Do better.
Oh.
If you plug John Wall in on that old Celtics team,
Yes.
man, I think John Wall crumples under the pressure.
No.
I really do.
They
Under
win-
what was being asked
They
of
might
him
have
by
won
KG,
2 or 3 championships,
by,
Chris,
man,
with John Wall.
I don't think so.
So you going with
I
John
don't
Wall,
think
Pops?
so. I don't think so.
My guess is John Wall's a better player than Rajon Rondo. But Rajon can play.
Hell
Rajon
no.
And it seemed like at the biggest moments, man,
Two
he
ways.
doesn't. He
He's
doesn't
better
shrink.
than him on both ways. You seem starstruck. That's exactly what you are. You watching too many highlights on YouTube. You sound like a 16-year-old kid. You do. That's just what I expect from a young kid. Your outlook is terrible today. I don't know what playoffs you are watching, but you talking about somebody is better than a guy who the whole series he outplayed the other guy who is an all-star. He outplayed Damian Lillard every game. He outplayed him on both
He's
ends
been
of the
hurt
floor.
for 3 or 4 years, Chris. He's bounced around the league for 3 or 4 years.
Okay,
But
and now
Rondo's
he's
been
back in the
outstanding.
playoffs, and
He
he's
rolled.
back in the playoffs, and he's been the second most. He's been one of the most impressive
And
to
he's
me.
won 6
He's
playoff
been the
games,
most
straight
impressive.
playoff games
I'm gonna
in a
say
row
this.
before he got hurt last
D
year.
been the most impressive. Right?
Rondo can play.
He had him scared. He had the guy that we've been talking about giving so many peas to.
exactly.
He had Brad
Chris, you
Stevens
talking
figured
about
out
6
in on the
games,
road.
Chris.
Come on,
You
man.
talking
I'm
about he's on a
telling you.
6-game run.
Hey, tighten up, man. Tighten up. I feel like Cash is in here with you today, man. Jab after jab, right hook. Yeah, it's probably. Go ahead and get up out of here when we start talking football.
Oh, I'm
man.
going to have to,
Yeah,
Chris.
yeah. You don't got nothing for us today.
Chris,
You don't got nothing for us today, man.
Chris, I've been
You don't
destroying
got
you
nothing
all
for us
day.
today. Man,
Chris,
cut it out.
I've been
I
destroying
can't wait
you
to
all
hear this
day.
one.
When you go to football, Chris, maybe you know something about football. But I'm going to hang in for football just for a little bit because I want to know your take on what the Browns did,
I
man.
bet
Well,
you
let's
do.
get into it, man. The Browns, man, came out, man, and surprised everybody.
Break
They
it
surprised
down.
the city,
Break
man.
it down,
They
Chris.
surprised
Break it
the
down.
nation, man. They
Break it
surprised
down,
everybody.
Chris. And don't hold back. What,
Baker Mayfield, number 1.
What did they do, Chris?
Hold on, Pops. Shh. Hold on. My man just set me up, man. Because like you said, the main event about to say something. the guy they want to hear today.
Yeah, the
I'm
star
about
of the
to say
show.
something.
The star of the show. He's late to every podcast. He shows up.
He
when
can't
he
tell
wants to.
time.
He can't tell time.
Can't
He
tell
got his
time.
sunglasses on when he
Can't
comes
tell
in.
time, but what can he do?
He got on his $200 tennis shoes, so he's clearly the star
that
of
boy
the show.
can talk some sports, though. That boy can talk some sports. And this is Gamepoint. Now, here we go.
Man, we got Baker Mayfield at number 1. We got the hometown kid.
Let me say something. I wasn't surprised at all. I was extremely upset and frustrated, but I was not surprised. It seemed like more the same for my city. And I think the most educated fans and people who really know about the draft and, optimizing picks, not people like you, Pop. So, if I know I'm about to tell you some things, but just the value of those picks at the top, man, they were absolutely terrible. And Baker Mayfield, he really does. He has to beat Tom Brady for that to be a good pick. And it just the value where we took both of those guys at 1 and 4. It was terrible. I
You
thought
know
the
more
Browns
football
really
than
blew
John
it.
Dorsey?
I thought the Browns really blew it. I thought, yeah, absolutely I do. I thought we had that. And let's not act like more often than not we haven't found people in our franchise's employ who it definitely, I mean, if we had done what I said do a couple times the draft, if I was the one calling the shots, hey, we would have been a lot better off.
Hey,
the guys I want, they be good.
Hey, this man got 25 years of experience in the NFL.
Well, hey, guess
and you
what?
telling me he blew it? Okay, go ahead, Chris. Break it down.
Hey, this not your forte, man. This is what you've been waiting for now. Let me do this. Let me say something to you now. I'm on record now. So, one of the greatest things that I think I'm going to really enjoy about this podcast is being able to go back, 6 months from now, 8 months from now, a year from now, and think of and listen to what it is that I was saying and where my mind was on things and players. And I'm telling you, we had the opportunity. Obviously, maybe the draft goes different. But I think we had the opportunity. Both of those guys was on the board at both of our picks. We got Saquon Barkley and Bradley Chubb. And I think that changes our team on both sides of the ball. We had an opportunity to do that. That changes our team tremendously on both sides of the ball. And both of those guys were on the board when we made our picks. And we missed that opportunity. I think that, the guys that we got, they're both extremely questionable. Denzel Ward, I don't not like him as a player. Shout out to him. He hailed from around here. That boy, he's a product of Cleveland, Nordonia High School. Went to O State, did his thing, and I think that he's going to be a difference maker. I expect him to be a difference maker. But to me, we had invested a lot in free agency. In our defensive backs, and sure, we're at a point to now we need help everywhere. Sure, we do. I get it, but he's not a must-take guy for me at 4, and he wasn't that prolific of a player in college. He just wasn't. This is a good guy, worthy of the NFL. Maybe worthy of the first round 9 times out of 10, but. Of a lottery pick? No, it was a mistake. If you love, and I always say, and here's the slack. This is why I'm not gonna I'm not hanging my team completely, because you do when you ask a guy to do a job. I think that you do. You pay him to do a job, let him do it. So if you love Baker Mayfield and you really think he's your quarterback of the future, and you do think he's Tom Brady, and you do think that this guy, he's going to tear the league apart and he's going to be a Hall of Famer. If this is your guy, get him.
And I think that's what they did, man.
But hold on, let me finish. Get him. You get him at number 1 because you don't know he was one of those guys. The Giants could have taken him. We like character guys. We don't mind. Odell was a character issue guy. We'll take him and try to develop him. We need a quarterback. I get it. He is a Heisman Trophy winner. They could go anywhere. He won the Heisman.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. So you take him at 1, boom. But with Chubb still being on the board at 4, you got to take him. Value-wise. When you know about building a team, when certain value players are on the board, you got to take them. You got to take them. I seen that live. You got to take them. You got to take them. It's a certain value of a player when you building a team. They too valuable. You got to take them, man. Why y'all acting like y'all ain't seen this? They still oogling at a guy who not a superstar.
Man, I would say this about the Browns, man. I don't know what these guys are going to be. It's so hard to tell what guys transfer from college to the NFL, especially at the quarterback position.
And let me just throw this last piece in, too. Since we talk about quarterbacks and we did take Baker Mayfield first, and I said when you give a guy a job, let him do what he going to do. But you with him. You with him. So if he don't win, if he don't work out, neither do you.
Mm-hmm.
That's your guy. Okay. I gave you a number 1 pick because I hired you. So, okay, that's your guy. You got him now. But if he don't work out when he go, so do you.
Mm-hmm.
You tied to him now. When you do that like that, you tied to him now. Really, both of those guys, they both better be really, really good. And I'm just saying, I just haven't seen that from it was more of the same for me. More of the same, just extremely disappointed, man. And I mean, they killed free agency. I guess it would have been too much like right for them to kill the draft. I'm giving the Browns a D plus. D plus for what they did in the draft.
Man, I'm giving
just
them a B.
poor evaluation of the value of the picks. Both of those guys, man, those guys that if you want those guys,
Can he play,
and that's
Chris?
your plan,
Can the quarterback play?
the quarterback.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean he won the Heisman. He can play, but it's about the value where you took him at.
But it's
you could have maybe got
look
him
at what
in
you
the second
needed.
round.
Who, Baker?
Yeah, Lamar Jackson.
Oh, my God.
Him and Lamar Jackson, bro, they in the same boat.
Baker was
Like,
going to go number 3 to
I
the
don't-
Jets. That was their first
Okay,
quarterback.
so maybe that's what they said.
No, when they
I
asked,
mean-
this is exactly the quote was. They asked Todd Bowles, "Hey, was what's the guy? Darnold failed to you. Was he the first guy on your draft board?" He said, "Well, I'm not gonna get into that. We rated all these guys high. We're just happy to get them. Now, what does that mean?"
I think it's exactly what he said. I'm not going to assume. I'm not going to be presumptuous about nothing.
If that was your first quarterback, why not say yes? Why not? Yes, that's our guy. We rated Darnold. We happy that he failed. Yes. No, you wanted somebody else. You wanted Baker Mayfield. So that's 2 teams that needed quarterbacks that wanted Baker Mayfield first, man. They got the right guy. Baker Mayfield was the best quarterback
like
in the
I
draft.
Said, one is cool. One is why they don't got an F. I just don't think that at the end of the day, I don't think he's going to end up being – I don't think he's going to win an MVP. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's going to make 4 more Pro Bowls.
But you needed to draft a quarterback.
I
Not
mean,
to say that you needed to.
Man, first
but
of all, let's just say
it was our biggest
like,
hole.
These guys have been centralized throughout the draft process, but there aren't any cut throughout the season. None of these guys were great NFL prospects. Like there is no Andrew Luck in this draft. There is like no guy.
Tired of
no
hearing about
Carson
Andrew Luck.
Wentz.
What has he done, man?
Man, I'm just saying as far as your outlook. A lot
Andrew
of these
Luck
guys
been
have
injured
gotten
more than
hyped.
anybody.
I'm just
I
talking
agree
about
with
what
you on
you
that one.
expect him to be.
I
I'm
agree
just
with you
saying
on
what
that
you
one.
expect him to
People
be.
keep talking
I
about
just
Andrew
said in the
Luck.
mind of your expectation and as far as the skills and the upside that you're looking at for a guy coming into the league.
Okay, but the
'Cause
best
it matters.
ability is availability,
matters.
right? I just hate
Man,
it. I hate when people go
I'm
to
just
look
talking
like he
about
just been
an
great.
outlook.
Yeah, I know
way
what you're
we
saying.
thought about him coming into the league.
Well,
I'm
Tom
not
Brady
talking
is the
about
greatest
now.
ever, and he won in the 6th round.
I get it,
so
but
you
how,
can't.
how many Tom Brady's is it though? A lot of the guys who are good, they weren't expected to be good. You know what I'm saying?
You said a lot of guys that are good were expected.
Yeah, they were expected to be good.
There's a lot of guys that were expected to be good that weren't good.
Fair enough. It's a lot of guys who gonna get to the league and they're not gonna be good.
Man,
But
you
I mean,
pick-
it's
they
a
pick
reason.
their guy.
Put
They
it,
pick
put
their
it
guy.
like this: if you picking, where you want your picks to be in the early, right?
Yeah.
All right. Enough said. Enough said. So I don't know. I'm just not a real big fan. D plus, maybe a C minus for the Browns. And I would love to be wrong. I would love to be wrong 6 months from now. I would love to be wrong. But just not. I'm not a big fan personally myself. It looked like, just continuing to drop the ball in the draft. I know Cleveland fans. We gonna dress it up. He wowed us. He wowed us when he came. The way he dissected plays and this, and that, and the third. And we always hear those stories. The people, like, if you really been watching football and, if this not your first draft, come on, man. Like, especially every quarterback, they always have upside. It's always something great about them. It's always somebody who loves them. You know what I'm saying?
We addressed
This
it our
is a
biggest
hard
need.
position to address. And, like I said, quarterback, I get it. And I'm giving him the break on that one. But you gotta take Chubb as a value pick. We talk about this all the time, and I know at the end of the season we're gonna be talking about this stuff again. We're gonna be having the same conversation, and when it's gonna be next year, we just gotta take the best guy on the board. We like it's stuff like this is why we missed Julio Jones. Stuff like this is why we missed man, so many, man. The list goes on and on and on. Y'all know, Cleveland fans know. But it's stuff like this talking about addressing needs. Our needs are everything. If we get a great running back, we losing?
Mm-hmm.
No. If we get a great defensive end, we're losing?
Mm-hmm.
No. Like what was the best position on our team last year? Did we have one?
You would think Joe Thomas.
Okay, if we got a great, he just retired. If we was to get a great left tackle, are we losing? We need it all. So now we're talking about taking the best guy. It's so easy to pick for the Browns. We overthink it. I don't know why.
Man, but you had a quarterback and cornerback were our two weakest positions last year.
They blew it, man.
Why not fill those positions? First two picks. Hey, we were terrible at corner. We were terrible at quarterback.
Man,
we
was terrible at everything.
But you addressed some of those issues.
We were terrible at everything.
You addressed some of those issues.
And corner was one of them. We spent a lot of money in free agency. Got the kid from Randall. Is that his name?
Yeah, but he's gonna be playing safety.
Okay, well, whatever. It's still defensive back, man. We spent some of that money. That don't have to
Chris,
be that first
the Browns
pick.
had needs,
Them
and they
is two
addressed
picks.
all of them.
Man, with
they
4
addressed
picks,
all of them.
I'm taking the best guys in college football because I have a terrible team. We didn't win any games last year. I'm taking the best guys in college football. What don't you understand about that? I have a terrible team. The whole team is terrible. The only guy who was worth anything, he just retired. I'm taking the best. I need a franchise guy. I'm taking the best guys in college football. I done did some good things in free agency, but I'm taking the best guys. I need them. What the hell are y'all talking about? This is simple.
You took the Heisman.
Man.
That is the best guy in college football.
No, he not, man. He the Heisman Trophy winner, but he not. No, come on, man. You know what the Heisman mean, man? It's a quarterback award. If we being honest, for real. When was the last time a defensive guy won it? Okay, then. Come on, man. When was the last time a running back? Oh, yeah, okay. So running back did win it, but come on, it's an offensive player award. It's for the numbers and stuff like that. And those guys, man, they aren't always the best.
So what you saying? You're not excited about the Browns picks?
I'm excited because, like I said, Baker. One thing that he can do is he does have talent. He can throw, but I mean, let's not act like he's got his fair share of issues. And I mean, the way he been acting, did you see? And that boy, he acts like Johnny. He does. And if he was black, man, he would have failed to the 3rd round. With the way that he act, man, he got no written all over him. Dancing around, playboy, ladies man, party boy.
Man,
I'm
riding with him. Hey, Baker, I'm riding with you, man. Denzel, I'm riding with you.
And as soon as he make a couple plays, I'll be riding with him too. Because, I want him to be good. But I'm just saying, I'm not going to act like I don't see it. I'm not going to play the fool. Red flags. They didn't kill it. And if it works out for them, but it was a gamble. Like, they saw something in whoever, they deserve some credit. Mm-hmm. But this was not, listen, this wasn't the pick to make. Like, y'all can't, we not going to act like that. C- for the Browns. To me, they gambled too much, vastly misevaluated the value of the picks and misappropriated them. To me, if Denzel Ward is the guy that you want, you gotta get a trade. You get a trade to get him, and you get him you get you a 14, and then you get you something early in the 2nd round. You know, one of the top 10, top 12 picks in the 2nd round to go with it. You get you a trade like that, and you already working something like that. If that's
as a Brown, aren't you tired of trading back, man? That's
why you get or to me, that's if you just really believe. To me, when you do like that, but that's what good teams do. That's what the Patriots would have done. You know what I'm saying? That's what you gotta do though, man. Like that's the way you master the draft and optimize it. And when you see teams that be good and stay good, like at the top, that's what they optimize the draft. We can't afford to waste no picks.
Mm-hmm. I don't think you wasted though. If he comes out and he's a starter for the next 10 years, you didn't waste it.
Yeah, What's the likelihood on that though?
Hey, let's
How
find
many
out. Let's
quarterbacks?
find out. I'm riding with both of the picks, man. And everybody else that we got in the draft.
Typical Cleveland attitude. I'm not mad at you, bro. Shout out to my city. Love y'all.
To me, they addressed the need, man. You know, they got a running back with Chubb in the second round from LSU. They got the tackle or / guard. I don't know what he's gonna be. You got a defensive end in the second round as well.
They got
What
Chubb.
about Callaway? What about this
He
kid
from
Callaway,
UGA,
man?
I thought.
Chris, what about
Yeah,
Callaway?
not from Guys. It's from LSU.
Chris, what about
Where did he
Callaway?
go?
The receiver, Callaway. What y'all know about him?
Nothing.
But they said he's supposed to be the biggest playmaker coming out the SEC. If it wasn't for his off the field problems, you know, he would have been a higher draft pick.
Oh, so we still playing? We don't it seem like we got an MO? We got a quarterback like Johnny. We done went and got another receiver like Josh Gordon. Don't it seem just like we stuck in a certain kind of pattern? I didn't want that. You know what I'm saying?
Why not, man?
I
It
thought
ain't
we was
wrong to
breaking
have
out-
some of these guys,
Because
man.
the shit don't work out for us, man.
But Denzel Ward is a stand-up kid, you know.
Okay,
staying out
and
of trouble.
Honestly, I just don't think he gonna be that good. I mean, and I hate to say it because he from around here. Good luck to you, man. You know, good luck to you. But come on, man.
We'll see.
I think
Chris,
we did him
he's
a
not as
tremendous
good-
favor. I
Chris.
hope he gets paid.
Chris, he's not as good as the kid they had last year? The one who was
Who's
rookie of the year?
Who was that? Tyvis?
No, the other kid. This played for
He played safety though, didn't he?
safety.
Tyvis played.
Oh no, they didn't drop to who you talking? You ain't talking.
He
about.
talk about the. Do you talk about the corner that came out last year?
Yeah, the defensive rookie of the year.
Play for the Saints.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's not. He's not. He's not.
Nowhere near?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Man,
And I know we kind of become.
Pop's checking out.
We become like
They
a
talking
little
football.
breeding ground for cornerback.
I don't think they know
wide
that much
receiver.
about it.
this guy here, man, he about to go take a nap, y'all, man.
Yeah,
No,
hey,
I'm ready to get me some chicken wings.
that's before you got to start doing that before the show, Pop, so you can have your mind running clear and concise.
Man, I like what the Browns did, man, and I think Denzel, he got to give him a chance, man. He
Oh,
doesn't.
man, I'm
He
tired of
doesn't come
singing
off
these
though.
songs,
He doesn't
man.
come off though as
I
a.
want the right guy. I want the guy that, man, listen, if he don't work out, I'm going to be surprised. It's on him. He going to be a bust. You know what I'm saying? We all making these cats bust. Like, obviously, what's the name will be a bust because he won the Heisman. But, y'all, we making Denzel Ward a bust. He went at his regular position. He could not make the team. Nobody would know the difference. We make, we got the pressure on him. I don't know. We did that. We did him we'll see if he can respond.
But you don't have to rush neither one of those guys. You got enough veteran presence on the team,
Man, we took these guys at 1-4.
and they don't have to play in the first 8 games.
Man, guess what?
Neither one of them
I
have to play in the
showed
first 8
corner
games.
need to. What you drafting guys at 1-4 who can't start for, or at least be difference makers? And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. We're not a team that won 10 games or 12 games.
But you brought in
This is
3
a
corners.
0-16 team.
You brought
we
in
done won
corners.
1 game in 2 years. Hey, ask what's the name if we got time to let guys sit. Ask
Hugh Jackson.
Ask Hugh Jackson if we got time to let guys sit. Tyrod, you think Tyrod is going to play long enough to keep the ferocious fan base from calling on a Heisman Trophy winner? Because I'm telling you, we thought that was going to happen with Kaiser, and it didn't happen. And this kid, he's more highly touted. He won the Heisman. So you think he about to sit on the bench? Come on, man. Y'all acting real silly, man. Y'all acting real silly today. Y'all is, man. Y'all acting real silly, man.
So Tyrod will be starting.
See, he gonna start.
And
but
if he doesn't, that means Baker Mayfield did a heck of a job in training.
I'm not even gonna say that, man. Like, Tyrod is inconsistent. He's been inconsistent throughout his career. I think that's why he hasn't latched on. He's been in and out of starting lineups. At his very best, he's a game manager. He's a guy who's he's shown that he can at least not turn it over. I will give him the credit that was with less talent. I do think as long as Flash gets on the field between Landry and Flash gets on the field, as long as we got him, and then Njoku, we got Carlos Hyde, who's a decent running back. I think that it's a lot more offense around him.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got more weapons. Maybe he could be more productive, and he can be a little bit more than a game manager, or at least a top tier game manager like Alex Smith. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he's a guy who's gonna be going for the gusto. You know, he's not a cutthroat gunslinger by nature. He's not a guy who gonna kill it and run up a whole bunch of points. And go ahead and study this sauce that he was dripping. It's a tight game now. You know, this is a game. He got to keep it composed. And he was giving Paul George all that he could handle. I'm talking about Donovan Mitchell, y'all. We watching the game from last night.
I saw all of this last night.
Like I said, man, it was tough to see the Browns do what they did with the draft. It just seemed like more of the same.
Hey, man, I'm definitely going to be at opening game, man, versus the Steelers, man. Live and direct in the Muni lot, man. You know what I'm saying? Gamepoint podcast, man. We might do a live show, man, that morning out there, man.
Yeah, man, we definitely do. It's going to be wild, wild, wild. But don't make no mistake, like I say, just to live in the moment of sports, I love to do it. Man, this has been an awesome playoffs, man, as I watch this game now and just recalling the moments of this game. This was a good game. It was a hard-fought game. Because you knew it was just hanging in the balance of a few plays, and OKC definitely had an opportunity, and it's just been a great playoffs, man. So, just really excited, man, and excited for the next podcast. I hope that y'all enjoying it, man. Please get at us, hit us up. Like I said, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Boy Wonder. I'm gonna start doing more on there and fielding more questions and talking about the podcast more, talking more sports with y'all. So, holla at me, send me y'all questions and things like that, and let me know something I love to, definitely listen to the listeners in the city for sure. So, holla at me. You know what I'm saying? This Game Point podcast signing off. You dig?